Chapter 2108. Little itinerant immortal, do you really think you can defeat us? Ah! Hu Yu was the first to sneer. He was completely different from when he was in the selection battlefield. His cold demeanor showed that he was a very shrewd person. Yi Chen, kill them. Whether you agree or not, I'm following you. Yi Chen was about to attack, but he did not expect Princess Man-Er to say something like that. It distracted him. Your Highness, according to your conditions, many powerhouses want to be with you. Why are you so stubborn? Yi Chen, don't talk too much. You can't get rid of me. Sigh, forget it. Suit yourself. Yi Chen did not want to talk anymore because the person before him was even more hateful. He must finish him off. Hee, Princess Man-Er, I'll let you watch your sweetheart die in front of you. How about that? That's right. Gongzu, once we take control of the Beast region, how about you serve us together? Yes, that's for the best. Hu Yu and Ying-wei revealed lewd smiles. Their expressions disgusted Princess Man-Er. B****, damn it. Ha, I didn't think that as the crown princes of the Beast region, you two could be so shameless. Ha! Yi Chen's maniacal laughter shook the entire place. His eyes revealed an unprecedented killing intent. The killing intent shocked everyone and instantly caused the crown princes behind him to feel a strong mental suppression. They all retreated. This person is too fierce. Everyone saw how Lu Huan died. Yes, let's retreat. We're no match for him. Leave it to Ying-wei and Hu Yu. They're both super powerhouses. They can definitely kill this person. The other crown princes were like ants. They only wanted to drag out an ignoble existence. They did not have any will to fight at all. This made Hu Yu and Ying-wei want to kill them. However, their opponent was Yi Chen, so it was not their turn to fight these ants. Kill. Hu Yu was the first to attack. A ferocious tiger appeared behind him and pounced at Yi Chen. Ninth Heaven Lightning Strike. Yi Chen's eyes focused and he struck out with his palm. The dragon's roar and lightning's momentum shook the moment they came into contact. It directly shattered the tiger beast energy that was pouncing at him. In the instant that the tiger-shaped beast power collapsed, Hu Yu flew out and waved his sharp claws. Countless blade lights rushed over. So. The saber gleams moved swiftly, forming a saber net that sealed off all of Yi Chen's escape routes. You have nowhere to run. In the sky, Hu Yu sneered. Escape? Ha, when will this emperor escape? With that, the dragon scale armor appeared on Yi Chen's body again. All the saber gleams that struck the dragon scale armor bounced back, as if they had hit a body of steel. What? Hu Yu's eyes turned slightly cold as he frowned. Yi Chen's powerful body-tempering method shocked him. Of course, as the Tiger Clan's crown prince, his strength couldn't possibly be limited to this. Hu Yu concentrated all his strength at one point and punched out. It was the Tiger Fist Heaven-shaking pass. Boom, boom, boom. The punch contained countless fist rays. Yi Chen took it head-on. At the moment of contact, countless fist rays exploded. Most people would have exploded and died in such a situation. However, Yi Chen had the protection of an ancient god, so there was no problem at all. Seeing that his fist rays could not hurt Yi Chen, Hu Yu fell into a state of panic. Meanwhile, Ying-wei, who was observing from the side, was eager to make a move. He was looking for Yi Chen's weakness and wanted to kill him in one blow. This was the strategy that the two of them had set up. Hu Yu would assist while Ying-wei would carry out a surprise attack. Such a powerful battle had already frightened the princes behind Ying-wei. They saw that Yi Chen could take on Hu Yu's super-powerful divine power head-on. Could it be that even Hu Yu and Ying-wei were no match for him? At this moment, such emotions constantly corroded their minds, causing their legs to go weak and their will to fight to lose even more. Sigh. Many of the old experts outside the barrier didn't feel good when they saw their crown princes in such a state. They had doted on these crown princes before, not allowing them to suffer much. but in the face of a true battle, they had lost all their bestial instincts. I really regret not giving them more time to train hard. Yeah, these young people are too arrogant. They have never seen true fire and blood. Hearing these old powerhouses' regretful words, only Yingfang and Hu Xiao were very pleased. After all, in this battlefield, Yingui and Hu Yu were the only two people who did not fear Yi Chen. If they worked together against Yi Chen, victory would definitely be theirs. Ha, fellow cultivators, why are you so sad? This person is about to be killed by our princes. If you support our Eagle Clan and Tiger Clan, there will be many benefits when the time comes. Yingfang said with a smile. That's right, the Eagle Clan and Tiger Clan have been friends for generations. Dominating the Beast region is already an unstoppable trend. You should all join forces as soon as possible, Hu Xiao said. As long as you can avenge my son, this king will support you. The Deer King stepped forward and said, Ha ha ha, the Deer King is so bold. What about you? Of course we will support you as long as you save our princes. No problem. Yingfang and Hu Xiao looked at each other, then used a secret technique to communicate with their princes, asking them to protect the other princes within the barrier. Many thanks. Many old powerhouses bowed. As long as the princes of their clans were still alive, there was hope for their clans. After receiving the message from the outside world, Yingui looked at the people behind him. They were just a motley crew. He had wanted to get rid of them, but it seemed that it was impossible now. Hu Yu also received the news. However, he was currently fighting Yi Chen and did not have time to think about this. Tiger Claw, kill! Boom, boom, boom. After attacking for a long time without success, Hu Yu was furious. He gathered all the tiger energy in his body, pushing his speed and strength to the limit. He leaped wildly in the air and pounced. Between heaven and earth, everyone could only see countless tiger silhouettes flashing and leaping, turning into black clouds that pressed down on the city. Such a powerful suppression made the princes who did not participate in the battle feel extremely intimidated. Many even began to show signs of exhaustion. They could only use their beast energy to resist this pressure. At this moment, Yingui was also preparing to attack. He had observed for a long time and thought that he had grasped Yi Chen's weakness. Hu Yu kill. All right. Hu Yu received Yingui's message and knew that the other party had grasped Yi Chen's weakness. This was the moment to attack. Tyrant Tiger Forest. Annihilate all life. Roar. With a tiger's roar, the countless tiger silhouettes in the sky seemed to have received Hu Yu's order. They aimed at Yi Chen and charged down. The boundless power was unstoppable. At the same time, Yingui transformed into his eagle form. His speed was even more shocking. As he flew, he disappeared before everyone's eyes. Is he finally here? Chapter 2109. 9 Transformations of the True Spirit, Sky-Devouring Roar. The Heavenly Emperor stepped on a golden lotus as a spiritual light flashed between his brows. The power of his body erupted and condensed into a sky-devouring dragon roar that roared between heaven and earth, shocking the universe. Roar! The sky-devouring roar's supreme power combined with the space-time law instantly distorted the entire space. The whirlwind in the giant mouth raged and the boundless suction force made all the tiger shadows fly toward the sky-devouring roar's mouth like kites with broken strings. What? Seeing such a shocking scene, Hu Yu was completely stunned. Yingui, who was looking for an opening at the side, could no longer stop. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The eagle shadows flew between heaven and earth, and waves of cold saber gleam rushed toward Yi Chen's body. Ultimate Saber Technique, Creation as Work. Zap, zap, zap. At the moment of crisis, Yi Chen waved his hand and the ancient god power in his body added to the blade. Immediately, wind and thunder surged and a huge wall rose from the ground. Rumble! The huge wall instantly covered Yi Chen's figure. At the same time, all of Yingwei's attacks landed on the wall. What kind of saber technique is this? This is too strange. A saber technique can build a wall too? This method of avoiding disaster surprised the people of the Beast region. Their eyes widened and their hearts trembled. Kill! Ingwei was unconvinced and shouted fiercely. All the eagle shadows evolved into the most powerful piercing claws, breaking through the tall wall in front of him and attacking Yi Chen. Ingwei is indeed powerful. This wall is useless. Yes, because he's invincible. Seeing this scene, the people of the Beast region looked at Ingwei again. They felt that this attack was enough to kill Yi Chen. "Ant, how dare you defy the heavens?" However, at this moment, Yi Chen's eyes flashed coldly again. Energy swept across his body, and he stretched out his arm. It extended infinitely and instantly transformed into a demonic hand that descended from the sky. Innate chi capture. Damn it! Because his sneak attack had failed, he was grabbed by Yi Chen's demonic hand and could not move. Die. The death sentence was issued. The demonic hand contained the super dark power of the darkness origin and the destruction law of the demon eye. In the blink of an eye, the heavenly emperor's hand clenched and cracking sounds rang out. Blood spurted and Ingwei exploded in the air. The people of the eagle race were incomparably shocked. Ingfang was unable to restrain his anger. Damn you, Yi Chen! He wanted to punish Yi Chen, but with the old bearman in front of him, he could not break through the barrier before him. Ingfang, you dare to be so presumptuous in front of the Beast King? Yi Chen killed our Eagle Tribe's Crown Prince. He must die. Ha ha ha, the Eagle Crown Prince is inferior, yet he still dares to be so arrogant. You. Eagle was infuriated. Disregarding the consequences, he charged at the Bearman Elder. Ha, this old man will play with you. The Bearman Elder's cold eyes lit up. Immediately, a majestic bear image shook the heavens and earth, its might unstoppable. In the battlefield, Ingfang was defeated and the only one who could fight Yi Chen was Hu Yu. His ultimate move had been swallowed by Yi Chen's heaven-devouring roar, so he had lost his edge. At this moment, Yi Chen was as tall as a god, unstoppable. Hu Yu, it's your turn now. Yi Chen glared at Hu Yu coldly. The latter's legs turned to jelly, and he had lost his will to fight. Come here. Hu Yu shouted at the people behind him. Although the powerhouses at the back were also the crown princes of the various tribes, their will to fight had long been intimidated by Yi Chen. They were waiting for Hu Yu and Ingwei to kill Yi Chen. However, at this moment, Ingwei had activated his body, and Hu Yu had retreated. They had no courage at all. Hu Yu, we worship Yi Chen. Don't you dare order us. Yes, we're all crown princes. Why should we listen to your orders? Many crown princes responded forcefully, not wanting to be Hu Yu's lackey. You bunch of trash. Hu Yu was enraged and turned to look at the crowd. The people behind him retreated one after another. However, if they gathered together and fought Hu Yu together, they still had the power to protect themselves. The old powerhouses of the various tribes in the outside world looked helpless when they saw this scene. Clearly, Yi Chen alone could intimidate everyone and make those so-called crown princes beg for mercy. Soon, the crown princes of the small tribes came before Yi Chen and knelt. Senior Yi, we worship you. Please spare our lives. Everyone spoke in unison and begged for mercy. Hu Yu was furious, but he had no way to change the minds of the crowd. You bunch of idiots, die! In his rage, Hu Yu used another killing move, wanting to kill them all in one fell swoop. However, with a sneer, Yi Chen struck out with his palm. Hu Yu's killing move dissipated in a single exchange. Yi Chen looked at the many crown princes in front of him and said with a smile, You don't need to worship me. You just need to worship Princess Man-Air and the Beast King. Swear never to betray them. Yes, yes. Everyone swore never to betray them. Otherwise, they would die without a complete corpse. Seeing this scene, Princess Man-Air revealed a gentle expression. She thought to herself, Yi Chen actually made those people swear loyalty to him for her and the Beast King's bloodline. Such breadth of mind and boldness were not something an ordinary cultivator could have. He was indeed extraordinary. Ha ha ha, Yi Chen's martial arts are unparalleled. He has already won this battle. Tiger King, does your son still want to fight? The Beast King laughed and looked at the Tiger Clan. He did not want to kill them all. After all, his relationship with the Tiger Clan was relatively good. The Tiger King stood up and looked at the Beast King coldly. Then, he smiled and said, "Of course." Following that, the Tiger King struck out with his palm. The powerful force exploded the space and the barrier instantly broke. Following that, a force directly brought Hu Yu back to the Tiger Clan. Returning to the Tiger Clan, Hu Yu's heart was filled with lingering fear, and he could not stop panting. Humph! Seeing that Hu Yu was so weak, the Tiger King snorted coldly, and Hu Yu could only kneel on the ground. The other clans knelt to the Beast King one after another. After all, in their eyes, Yi Chen was the son-in-law. Now that the Beast King's bloodline had greatly increased in strength and their crown prince had already sworn an oath, they naturally did not want to betray him. This time, the ones who suffered the most were naturally the Hawk Clan and the Deer Clan. Their vitality was greatly damaged and their two crown princes had died at Yi Chen's hands. One could imagine the resentment in their hearts. Go! The people of the Deer tribe and the Eagle tribe shouted loudly and then left with their own troop. Yi Chen walked to the Beast King and said, "Beast King, I've completed the mission now. Where's the Beast Emperor pill?" "Ha, don't worry. The Beast Emperor pill will naturally be given to you. However, you must have the ability to retrieve it." Hearing this, Yi Chen's eyes gleamed coldly. He thought that the Beast King was deliberately making things difficult for him. Of course, the Beast King understood what Yi Chen was thinking. He smiled and said, "It's not that I'm deliberately making things difficult for you. It's because the Beast Emperor pill is in the Beast Emperor mountain range. Even I can't easily retrieve it." "I see. Then, there's no need for the Beast King to worry. Just tell me where the mountain range is." How bold! Chapter 21:10. The Beast King Mountain Range was the resting place of the ancient Beast King. The founder of the Beast region was the primordial Beast Emperor. He was an extremely mysterious person. No one knew what his cultivation was like, but the legend of him conquering the 8 wastelands, flattening the wilderness and establishing a foundation for the Beastmen race was a household name. According to legend, the Beast King had even fought with the Osiris, but no one knew who won. However, after that, the Osiris went into seclusion and the Beast King disappeared. Following that, the Beast region passed into the hands of the Beast King. Such a story was quite legendary. The Beast King, Princess Manor, and Yi Chen came to the back of the Beast King Palace. There was a secret passage leading to the Beast King mountain range. After passing through the secret passage, the outside world was dark. A tall iron gate like a mountain appeared in front of them. It was the entrance to the Beast King mountain range. Yi Chen looked at the big iron gate. There were strange runes imprinted on it. At a glance, the runes seemed to come to life and kept twisting. This made Yi Chen very curious. His eyes kept absorbing these twisted images, and these images were all sent into the ancient god space to be analyzed and evolved through the ancient god heart technique. Beast King Force. Suddenly, a word flashed in his mind. These runes contained the Beast King Force. Yi Chen unconsciously stretched out his palm and automatically formed various seals. These seals began to evolve in the air. In an instant, various Beast Clan divine abilities and secret techniques were formed naturally. Ah! The Beast King was shocked when he saw this because the secret techniques and divine abilities Yi Chen used contained the secrets of many major clans in the Beast region. How could he use them? As for the runes in the air, they were already moving according to Yi Chen's command. Yi Chen had cultivated for hundreds of years and still could not understand these runes. However, the young man in front of him could sense the mysterious power within them with just a glance. Could this person be the Beast King's successor bestowed by the heavens? Of course, Yi Chen did not automatically comprehend such exquisite runes. Instead, it was because he had previously absorbed a large amount of beast power, so he had an extremely strong affinity with beast power. Through the analysis of the ancient god space, Yi Chen's level of research on beast power was definitely not below that of a beast king. Moreover, with the Heavenly Emperor's superb comprehension ability, his understanding of beast power could be said to be far above the beast king. Therefore, when he saw these runes, he could instantly understand the mystery within. Yi Chen, Yi Chen. At that moment, a voice appeared in Yi Chen's head. Subsequently, he opened his eyes and saw Princess Manor before him. "Do you know what you just did?" the princess asked. "You can actually control these ancient runes? No one knows when these runes were carved. Even Father can't understand them." "Really?" Princess Manor was speechless at Yi Chen's nonchalance. Don't think that you're invincible." "Ha, princess, I don't think I'm invincible. This is just your imagination." "What do you mean? Did I imagine you to be invincible?" "Ha ha, laughable. You know it yourself." As soon as Yi Chen finished speaking, he absorbed the runes before him and came to the door. Then, he released the power of the runes that he had absorbed earlier. The steel door actually opened on its own. Boom! The grand, ancient door opened before the three of them as if it was welcoming the arrival of a king. The Beast King nodded slightly. In his heart, he already recognized Yi Chen. This person could control the power of the runes before him, which meant that he was somewhat qualified to be the Beast King's power. The Beast King's power was the power that the Beast King had been cultivating all this time but had never broken through because his talent was limited. He could not even understand the most basic power. "Please." The Beast King stepped forward and said. Yi Chen walked forward directly. He was the one who opened the door, so there was no need to be polite. After walking through the door, he found a grand temple. This temple was the most noble and mysterious Beast King temple in the Beast region. At the end of this temple, there was an incomparably tall statue of a beast. It was the Beast King. "This is the statue of the Beast King." After saying that, the Beast King and Princess Manor bowed and worshipped. Seeing that Yi Chen did not move, Princess Manor said angrily, "You're not worshipping the Beast King? What are you doing?" "Ha, I'm a maverick. I don't need to worship anyone." "Manor, don't be rude. Yi Chen is right." "Father, sigh." Princess Manor had no choice but to say nothing. Yi Chen said, "Beast King, where can I get the Beast King pill? Tell me." "It's simple. The Beast King pill is in this Beast King statue." Yi Chen looked at the Beast King statue. Suddenly, a wave of mind energy rushed over. Subsequently, a vertical eye appeared between the Beast King's brows and released light. Yi Chen's body was shrouded in the light and disappeared without a trace. "Yi Chen!" Princess Manor shouted but was stopped by the Beast King. "He has entered the Beast King territory. We can only wait." "Father, how is that possible? Didn't they say that only the heir recognized by the Beast King can enter the Beast King territory?" "That's right. In that case, he's the heir recognized by the Beast King." This, Princess Manor was shocked. Although she recognized Yi Chen's strength, he was a human after all. It was too exaggerated to say that he was the heir recognized by the Beast King. However, it was a fact that Yi Chen had entered the Beast King territory. In the Beast King territory, Yi Chen's figure floated and slowly descended. He looked around. The sky was filled with white clouds. Looking down, there were also white clouds. It was as if everything here was made of clouds and there was no end. Such an environment made Yi Chen feel very uncomfortable. After all, there was no end to the fall. This was full of unknowns. Divine Golden Lotus. Yi Chen stomped his foot lightly. Instantly, golden lotuses bloomed one after another, supporting Yi Chen's body. However, he soon discovered that the origin of the golden lotuses was constantly being weakened by the clouds. Soon, it was almost unable to hold on. "Ha, you want to play hide and seek by letting me enter this space?" The heavenly emperor sneered, and sword energy flew out. Swish, swish, swish. The sword chi surged in all directions, trying to find out what was controlling and operating within this space. However, the sword energy was like a void and there was no response. "How can you escape from my Beast King territory?" At this moment, a voice rang out. It was powerful, heavy, and domineering. Oh! Hearing this voice, Yi Chen naturally thought of the Beast King. "Old monster, you're not dead? How dare you call me that? Human brat, you have guts." "Guts? Do I need guts to call you that?" "Ah." The Beast King laughed instead of being angry. The surrounding space rapidly changed. In an instant, thunder and lightning flashed and rumbled. A powerful force attacked Yi Chen. Chapter 21:11. Yi Chen's shocking actions shocked Heavenly Gong Tongzhu and the Fifth Elder. Inside Emperor Yu's palace, a bright light shone and the doors opened as if to welcome Yi Chen's arrival. In the imperial palace, Yi Chen looked forward. At the end of his line of sight, countless white feathers scattered, radiating light in all directions. It was like an illusion. Among these white feathers, a person sat alone. Her face was like white jade, and she wore a jade phoenix crown on her head. Draped in an ice feather robe, she exuded an invisible aura as though she was a fairy descending from the heavens or a goddess. She was none other than the empress of the flying feather race. "You're Yi Chen, the prince consort who runs amok in the beast region?" The first sentence showed that the Emperor of Feather had already grasped information about Yi Chen. "That's me." Yi Chen stepped forward to respond but saw that the Emperor of Yu's cold face was expressionless. He did not seem to care about Yi Chen's shocking actions in the main hall. After entering the Feather Emperor Palace, they had already lost contact with the outside world. The Fifth Elder and Heavenly Master Tongzhu, who were in the outside world, did not know what was happening inside. They could only wait. "Why have you come to my flying feather race?" "I want to go to the Nether God Hall. I wonder if the Feather Emperor can point out a path for me?" The path ahead has been obstructed by the flying feather race's array formation, and it's impossible to determine the direction at all. Don't tell me that the flying feather race has set up camp here to protect the underworld God Hall from being discovered? Yu Huang's brows furrowed and a frosty expression appeared on his face. Yi Chen's words and actions were unscrupulous, completely consistent with the information he received. "How interesting. It looks like I was right. Does that mean that the news of your flying feather race being banished was false? Knowing too much isn't good for you. It's a pity that this emperor has a stubborn temper. I just like to be clear about everything. How about it? Kill." The Feather Emperor was infuriated, and he swept out with his finger. However, countless flying feathers came flying over like raindrops. They were so fast that it was like heaven and earth compared to the flying feather race members they had encountered before. They were on a completely different level. Chi chi chi. At this moment, Yi Chen unleashed his might as a two-star ancient god. Black and golden glaze quickly covered his entire body. Clang, clang, clang. Countless flying feathers struck Yi Chen's body and fell to the ground before disappearing instantly. These flying feathers were condensed from Frost Chi, Feather Emperor. I have no intention of quarreling with you. The Netherworld realm is a subordinate plane of the divine underworld realm. Now that the Primordial Immortal Empire and the Demon Martial Empire have both sent their experts to invade, do you actually not care at all? In the face of the Feather Emperor's attack, Yi Chen did not lose his reason. Instead, he stated the purpose of this trip because his intuition told him that it was not a coincidence that the Flying Feather Clan had stayed here. They had not betrayed the underworld god. The Feather Emperor looked at Yi Chen coldly, her brows furrowed as if she was considering Yi Chen's words. After all, Yi Chen was also a talent. If she could use him well, she believed that he would be beneficial to the Flying Feather tribe. Yi Chen, I still can't believe you now. However, I can tell you the current situation of the Underworld God Hall. What's the situation? The Nether God Temple has been taken by the evil spirits. Impossible. Who is the Nether God? How could he be harmed by an evil spirit? Ha ha ha, I've already told you the truth. As for what you want to do, it's up to you. Hearing this, Yi Chen's brows furrowed tightly as anger rose in his heart. What was this person talking about? How did the Underworld God Hall fall? There were many illusory instincts in these words, telling Yi Chen that there must be some truth behind it. Enough with the nonsense. Tell me how to get to the Underworld God Hall immediately. How bold. I'll tell you. I'll also send a team to follow you to the Underworld God Hall. How about that? No problem. Yi Chen already knew what was going on. However, something must have happened to the Underworld God Hall. Otherwise, the Feather Emperor would not say this. In the end, Yi Chen and the Feather Emperor came to an agreement. The Feather Emperor would lead a team of Flying Feather Tribe fighters to the Underworld God Hall. The next day, the Feather Emperor personally selected a fighter for Yi Chen and left with him. Many Flying Feather Tribe fighters did not understand what charisma Yi Chen had that the Feather Emperor would personally select a fighter to follow him. This did not conform to the Flying Feather Tribe's ancient teachings. Ha, this kid is quite an interesting one. Let's see if he can find out anything, Heavenly Master Tongzhu said as he watched Yi Chen's departing figure. Tongzhu, I think this person will surely bring us good news, the fifth elder said. Then let's wait and see. Then let's wait for the results. Perhaps this trip to the Nether God Hall will only lead to death. Believe in the Feather Emperor. The two nodded at each other and returned to the Flying Feather Tribe. Yi Chen led the Flying Feather Fighters and sat on the Flying Feather Tribe's unique bird, flying toward the Underworld God Hall. Along the way, according to the coordinates given by the Flying Feather Fighters, Yi Chen observed and recorded all the terrain. The more they flew toward the Underworld God Hall, the more Yi Chen felt that the landscape had changed greatly. This was definitely not natural but man-made. Fellow Yi, the dark energy is getting heavier. A fighter stepped forward and said. I know, Yi Chen replied coldly. Yi Chen replied coldly. He had already sensed that the evil energy in this environment was rapidly rising. This was consistent with what the Feather Emperor had said about the Dark God Temple being conquered. However, Yi Chen would not give up so easily. He wanted to see the truth. Swish, swish, swish. At the same time, in the distant black fog, a dark shadow followed. There's a conspirator. Yi Chen's demon eye was extremely sensitive. Naturally, he could sense the movements in the black fog. Moreover, judging from their movements, they were evil spirit. The one in the black fog was none other than the Imperial Prince's General, Gutu. These people are heading toward the Underworld God Hall. Gutu locked onto the whereabouts of Yi Chen and the others and also determined their direction. On this Underworld God continent, all the burials had been covered with dark energy. Their speed here was more than 10 times faster than under normal circumstances. He pointed at the air. Instantly, a wave of dark energy quickly burrowed into the ground and passed through the burials to his companions. On top of a peak, the Corpse Eater, Slash-Bone, and Hideous Smile were all there. Gutu has locked onto Yi Chen's whereabouts. Execute the assassination plan immediately. Yes. Under the command of the Corpse Eater, everyone hurried toward the target location. Yi Chen led the Flying Feather Tribe fighters to the underworld ghastly forest outside the underworld realm. The dark energy here was even thicker, even making the Flying Feather Tribe somewhat uncomfortable. Yi Chen had long adapted to the dark energy and even cultivated some low-level abilities. In addition, he had the black gold-glazed ancient godly body. Naturally, this did not affect him. Don't move around. Yi Chen released a portion of ancient god power and covered everyone. The dark energy's influence on them was greatly reduced. How magical! As expected of someone who can meet the Feather Emperor, the fighters expressed their gratitude. Yi Chen looked toward the depths of the forest. Chapter 21:12. In the depths of the forest, Yi Chen sensed an extremely powerful energy. It was similar to dark energy but also different. This phenomenon was extremely unusual, and it made Yi Chen recall what Emperor Yu had said before. Above the black fog outside the forest, corpse-eater ghost, hook head, ugly smile, and cut bone were all there. Yi Chen and the rest have entered the evil source's territory. What? The corpse-devouring ghost's expression became serious, as if it had heard the words evil source. It seemed that this evil source was incredibly powerful, and it could not help but fear it. What about our mission? The others asked. This is a mission given by the Imperial Evil King. I have to carry it out no matter where he is. Yes. Everyone agreed and waited for the corpse-devourer ghost's orders. At this moment, Yi Chen and the fighters of the Flying Feather Clan were resting in the dark prison forest. One of the combatants said, Yi Chen, this forest is so strange. Are we really going to leave through here? I've already checked. If you want to go to the Underworld God Hall, this is the only way. There's no information about other places. It's like the wilderness of the universe, which is even more dangerous. In fact, there might not even be a path. It's even possible that you'll fall into the void and be unable to extricate yourself. That's too much. Let's go from here. The powerhouses did not expect the Dark God Temple situation to be so complicated. They could only follow Yi Chen's orders. Hoo. Right at this moment, waves of aura suddenly traveled over. It was as though something was breathing. This strange situation made the Flying Feather Race cultivators wary. They circled around the area and activated their eagle eyes to observe their surroundings. The eagle eye was an ability unique to the Flying Feather Race. Every Flying Feather Race cultivator would receive the blessings of the Feather Emperor after completing the sacrificial ceremony. Then, the Grand Elder would bless them and awaken their eagle eye. The eagle's eyes were much sharper than ordinary eyes. Even in the darkness of the night, they could see the situation 100 miles away. They looked in the direction of the aura, but this time they failed. They didn't see anything, only a mass of primal chaos chi. No one knew what was hidden in it. Yi Chen, we didn't see anything. A powerhouse said to Yi Chen. This is inevitable, because it released a special and tiny energy cluster, rendering your eagle eyes ineffective. It? Who is it? It could be some kind of monster, or it could be some mysterious person. Looks like we'll have to explore it ourselves. Everyone revealed a look of terror. After all, they hadn't been to the Nether Prison Forest for a long time. The environment here was completely different from before. The only thing they could feel was the horror of blood and gloom. Hoo. In the surrounding air, the breathing became heavier and more rapid, causing everyone to feel very uneasy. This breath seemed to contain something that could make people nervous. Yi Chen caught a ball of energy and analyzed it through the demon's eye. Sure enough, there was a strange energy within it. This energy was similar to dark energy, but it was not ordinary dark energy. Instead, it was some kind of dark energy mixed with origin power. Yi Chen absorbed these tiny dark energy clusters into the ancient god space and sealed them for research. The surrounding space began to turn viscous and heavy. Many of the Flying Feather Race's experts felt as if they could not even move their feet. This was not a good sign. They felt as if they had become prey. Yi Chen, there's a predator here. A very experienced Flying Feather Race expert said. Maybe. Yi Chen narrowed his eyes and looked in a certain direction. There, he saw what was hidden behind the chaotic chi, spirit snatching life extinguishing finger. In a single exchange, Yi Chen's killing move was merciless. Swoosh! An extremely dense Pandora demon energy shot into the sky and then rapidly fell down. This was not to show off but to avoid the viscous energy in the space. Rumble! There was a shocking explosion caused by the finger energy. What happened? The Flying Feather Race experts still did not know what had happened. They looked at the place where the explosion had occurred and saw flames shooting into the sky. However, soon, the flames disappeared as if they had been absorbed by something strange. The speed of absorption was extremely fast. It could be said that it had happened in the blink of an eye. Such a phenomenon sent chills down one's spine. Yi Chen knew that the Pandora demon energy he had released had been eaten by the hidden thing. This thing seemed to have taken root in this forest for a long time. In that case, perhaps the ground under their feet belonged to this thing. Fly up! What? The experts did not understand. They saw that Yi Chen had already flown into the sky. The experts also flew up, but it was as if their feet were fixed to the ground. They could not get up at all. Get up, don't hesitate! Yi Chen shouted coldly. The flying feather race experts had no choice but to use all their strength to fly up. It was not easy for them to fly up. Just as they left the ground. Rumble! There was a loud noise and the ground instantly cracked. Countless tentacles reached out like venomous pythons, frantically trying to devour them. At this moment, everyone finally understood how powerful Yi Chen was. As members of the flying feather race, they had an extremely strong sense of danger, far surpassing other clans. However, Yi Chen, as a human, was even more sensitive than them. This was too much. What is this? Someone asked in horror. This is what I'm talking about, Yi Chen said. D*eminent, kill it! The flying feather race experts released their flying feather blades and madly slashed at the tentacles below. Clang, clang, clang. However, when these sharp blades landed on the tentacles, they discovered that the seemingly soft tentacles were actually as tough as steel. This startling sight caused the flying feather race elites to tremble in fear. The power they released seemed simple, but it contained powerful penetrating and slicing laws. Even a true immortal would be severely injured by such an attack. However, the monster before them was not injured at all. They could not help but be terrified. Leave. Yes. At this moment, no one had their own opinions. They could only trust Yi Chen. Swish, swish, swish. Fortunately, the flying feather race was a race that excelled in flight. Otherwise, they would be affected by the stagnant energy in the space and would be astonishingly slow. When they saw that Yi Chen's speed was not affected by the stagnant energy, the flying feather race experts were amazed. Boom, boom, boom. The ground cracked and the space trembled. The monster seemed to be enraged that its attack had failed. Tentacles shot up into the sky from the ground and began to fuse together, becoming an even more powerful existence like a demon's claw. Rumble! The demon's claw continued to rush out from the ground and madly attacked everyone. Crack! There was a scream. A fighter's legs were grabbed by the demon's claw and crushed. Chapter 21:13. Beast Emperor Fist, Ferocious Lion. Yi Chen condensed the core power of the Beast Monarch in his body and evolved the most powerful divine ability of the 6 martial artists. With a rumble, a huge ferocious lion appeared in front of Yi Chen. It roared endlessly and its sharp claws dug into the ground. With a loud rumble, it exploded with supreme power. At this moment, the Beast Emperor was high and mighty, about to judge all those who disobeyed him. Die, god of the underworld! You'll be disappointed. Yi Chen smiled. The ancient god power in his body erupted again. A 2-star ancient god covered his body in metallic glass. He looked like a diamond god of war. Clang, clang, clang. The ancient god power around him surged, causing the ground to tremble and the mountains and rivers to flow backward. Heavenly Emperor Order, Heavenly Sword Destruction. The ancient god Shadow rushed into the sky and a huge heavenly sword appeared in his hand. Following that, the Heavenly Emperor Order's ultimate sword was unsheathed. Zap, zap, zap. The Heavenly Emperor's might with the support of the ancient god power revealed an unstoppable aura and a dignity that could intimidate all things. At this moment, Yi Chen wanted to sever all karma. Kill. The Beast Emperor was furious. The huge lion was like a missile, unstoppable and unafraid of death. It had reached the limit of its rage. The heavenly Emperor's sword was boundless like a pillar in the universe. When the sword fell, all things would be destroyed. The energy of both sides gathered to the limit and exploded into the most shocking attack in the sky. Rumble! There was a loud noise. Sand and stones flew everywhere and the sun and moon dimmed. At this moment, the world was turned upside down and the light was gone. It was as if doomsday had arrived and the grim reaper was chasing after them. Everything was achieved in chaos and everything was destroyed in chaos. Only the strong could stand alone and the weak would disappear. Boom, boom, boom. After the first wave of explosion, the space could no longer restrict the power of both sides. A series of powerful explosions occurred. The entire Beast Emperor statue could not withstand such destructive power and exploded in the air. The Beast King and Princess Manor were shocked. The Beast King released a beast barrier and flew 3 kilometers away with Princess Manor. A huge mountain rose before them, and the ground cracked into a valley. The magnificent Beast Emperor statue had completely collapsed, and the Beast Emperor territory no longer existed. What is this? The Beast King watched as the celestial statue of the Beast King shattered and countless boulders fell from the sky. The Beast King's heart crumbled. This was the Beast region's greatest faith. How could it be destroyed before his very eyes? His heart was filled with melancholy. That feeling of powerlessness made him sink into depression, and his mood was extremely low. Father! Princess Man-Air came over to support the Beast King and continued to retreat. At the end of their line of sight, amidst the endless dust, a figure descended. Boom! With a loud bang, Yi Chun descended on the ground like a god. His back was facing the Beast King's celestial statue, and he held a blood-colored bead in his hand. It exuded a powerful aura and was infinitely dignified. This is the Beast Emperor pellet. With a single glance, the Beast King recognized the treasure. It was the Beast King's blood pill. That's right. The Beast King failed. I got the blood pill. Beast Emperor failed? Upon hearing this, the Beast King turned pale with fright. The Beast King's divine psyche existed within the Beast King's heavenly statue. Did Yi Qin really defeat the Beast King's divine psyche? This piece of information was too shocking for the Beast King to accept. The Beast King was the highest faith of the Beast region. In ancient times, he could fight against the god of the underworld. Who would have thought that he would fail? Not only did Yi Chun obtain the Beast Emperor pellet, but he also obtained the treasure that the powerhouses of the Beast region yearned for the most, the Beast King Manual. Buzz, buzz, buzz. At this moment, golden light shone on the ground. An ancient book appeared in the sky, exuding a powerful Beast King power, causing the Beast King and Princess Man-Air to kneel. Beast King above, we worship you. Yi Chen held the Beast King Manual in one hand and asked the two to stand up. The Beast King Manual is here. I am the new Beast King. Yes. The Beast King knew very well what the Beast King Manual represented. The person who obtained this manual was the Beast King's acknowledged successor. At the same time, he was the future emperor of the 6 martial arts. I will complete the Beast King's unfulfilled wish. Beast King above, we worship you. The Beast King and Princess Man-Air bowed here, which was equivalent to acknowledging Yi Chen's status. Then, the three returned to the Beast King Hall. Yi Chen held the Beast King Manual high up. Everyone who saw it bowed and saluted, respectfully welcoming the Beast King back to the Beast region. In the Beast King Hall, the Beast King appeared. Powerhouses of the Beast King's bloodline, Yi Chen has obtained the Beast King's approval and become the new Beast King. He is the star of hope of the Beast region. We should submit to the new Beast King and unify the Beast region. Great, unify the Beast region. Countless powerhouses shouted, unify the Beast region. Originally, when the Beast King founded the Beast region was unified. At that time, because no one from the Beast King's bloodline could reach the height of the Beast King, the position of the Beast King was hidden, and the Beast King appeared to represent the Beast King's bloodline to exercise power. The Beast King could not have the authority and dignity of the Beast King, which led to the major tribes rebelling. Now that the new Beast King had descended, unifying the Beast region and ending the disputes, it was an unshakable trend. Lord Beast King, we will obey your command. Please give the order. Yes, we have waited for this opportunity for who knows how many years. The Beast region must be unified. Many powerhouses stepped forward to ask for the order. Very well, since your fighting spirit is surging, this emperor will give the order. Yi Chen's eyes flashed. The Beast King's order was issued. Unify the Beast region, destroy the tiger, eagle, and deer tribes first. Roar, roar, roar. The powerhouses of the Beast region all roared, displaying their bestial nature. They would follow the Beast King and destroy the world, unify the Beast region, and establish a supreme achievement. The news of the Beast King's return and unifying the Beast region instantly spread throughout the Beast region. Naturally, the tiger, eagle, and deer tribes were the most worried. Finally, in order to protect themselves, they decided to hold an alliance meeting. The leaders of the three tribes gathered on Mount Huwei. In the Grand Beast Hall, the leaders of the three tribes sat on high seat. Below them were the other small and medium-sized tribes that attached themselves to them. Everyone, Yi Chen became the Beast King, but the Beast King did not care. He even helped him do so. This behavior is deceiving his master and destroying his ancestors. An outsider becoming a Beast Emperor, isn't this too laughable? The first to speak was the Eagle King. His eyes were sinister as if he could see through people's hearts. His entire body emitted an icy aura, causing people to tremble. The Eagle King is right. Yi Chen is just a piece of trash from an outsider tribe. How dare he call himself the Beast King? How laughable! Our three tribes have made an alliance to suppress the Beast King's bloodline together. We will select a strong combatant to become the new Beast King and completely destroy the Beast King's forces. The Deer King spoke forcefully. The powerhouses of the various factions revealed solemn expressions. Once they followed these three Beast Kings, they would truly be rebelling. There would be no turning back. The powerhouses below looked at each other, not daring to say anything. What are you waiting for? We, the three Beast Kings, invited you to participate in this meeting. We are giving you face. Don't tell me you don't appreciate it? Chapter 21:14. The experts of the three races stared coldly at the people below. The experts below all had looks of terror on their faces. Such pressure made it hard for them to breathe. Even though we're your subordinates, you don't have the right to order us around. Furthermore, you're rebelling against the Beast King's teachings. I won't be your lackey. The Panther King stood up and roared. Hearing this, many experts were shocked. They hadn't expected the Panther King to be so unyielding and speak like this in front of the three kings. This was too dangerous. A burst of wild laughter rang out. The crowd looked over to see the Deer King. The Deer clan seemed modest, but in reality, they were incomparably tyrannical. This was evident from Lu Huan. As a king, the Deer King was even more so. Die! The Deer Kings attacked. Their blood-colored deer horns shot straight at the Panther King. You think I'm afraid of you? The Panther King had already made his position clear. He naturally wouldn't betray the Beast region with the Deer King and the others. In reality, he also hoped to unify the Beast region. After all, the Beast region had been so prosperous back then that it could even fight against the god of the underworld. The Panther King had even received secret information that the Tiger, Eagle, and Deer clans were plotting something. As a supporter of the Beast King, he absolutely wouldn't yield. Clang, clang, clang. Their palms collided, causing the air to tremble. Shockwaves rang in everyone's ears. It was clear how powerful they were. The Deer King's eyes were bloodshot. His blood-colored horn transformed into a sharp dagger. He tossed it at the Panther King. Leopard steps. The Panther King's figure flickered. He moved so fast that he couldn't blink. This was the Panther clan's secret technique, leopard steps. Ha ha ha, leopard steps? Unfortunately, your divine abilities are far inferior to the Beast King's. What you've learned is only superficial. You can't control the true leopard step. You're not talented enough. The Panther King flew into a rage at the Deer King's mockery. He wanted to counterattack. At that moment the Deer King sneered. This was his way of provoking the Panther King. Although the Panther King's leopard steps couldn't compare to the Beast King's, it was still far too profound for ordinary experts. It wouldn't be easy to capture him. If he escaped, things would go south. He had to die. Blood Deer Lightning Palm. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Blood-colored lightning circled the surrounding space as the Deer King teleported to the Panther King's side. Kill. With a palm strike, the Panther King was caught off guard and was severely injured. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. The Panther King's body kept twitching as the blood-colored lightning coiled around it. It was almost unable to move. Treacherous villain, die. The Panther King knew that it was not going to make it out alive, so it forcefully counterattacked. Ha, you really won't shed tears until you see the coffin. Die. The Deer King's palm imprint struck out once more. Combined with the traps that had been set up in the surroundings, this palm strike was unstoppable. Boom, boom, boom. 3 palm prints landed on the Panther King's body. The Panther King was killed on the spot. 2 slashes pierced through its chest and 1 pierced through its skull. Seeing this scene, the other experts didn't dare to speak. This was the Deer King's way of punishing the chicken to warn the monkeys. It was to intimidate the other experts and make them act according to the strategy of the 3 kings. The Deer King walked back to the crowd and said, "Do you really think the Beast King has a good chance of winning? Ha ha, since it's come to this, I might as well tell you that we also have an expert helping us. Those who follow us today will be promoted to nobility after we succeed. We won't mistreat you with all sorts of resources. The Panther King is the example of those who want to rebel against us." Yes, we are convinced. The experts below did not dare to disobey. They all knelt on the ground and kowtowed to the 3 kings as if they were attending a Beast King ceremony. The 3 kings laughed maniacally. As expected, these pieces of trash could be easily intimidated. In the end, the 3 kings revolted. Many small and medium-sized factions followed, wanting to gain the initiative and attack the root of the problem. In the Beast King region, the Beast King Hall had been renamed the Beast King Hall. Yi Chen had officially taken over the position of Beast King, and news of the 3 kings' rebellion had spread. Reporting to the Beast King, the Tiger, Deer, and Eagle clans are rebelling. They're leading millions of Beast Region warriors toward our Beast King Hall. What? Many combatants in the hall revealed shocked expressions. Millions of warriors? That was a bit exaggerated. This meant that the Beast tribe in the Beast region had already followed the 3 great kings. Lord Beast King, what do you think? The Beast King asked. A 1,000,000-strong army is just a motley crew. To capture the bandits, capture the king. Yi Chen did not care about the number of warriors. He proposed to unify the Beast region, not only to unify the various tribes in the Beast region, but also to find the root of the 3 kings' rebellion. After several rounds of observation and tit-for-tat, Yi Chen believed that with the 3 kings' strength, they would not dare to rebel easily. However, this time, they immediately rebelled as soon as he took over the position of Beast King. It was clear that there were still supporters behind them. Thinking about it carefully, in the Beast region, there was only one force that could support them like this: the evil spirits. The Beast King is wise. Everyone knelt, feeling proud of Yi Chen's boldness. Combatants, fight with me and unify the Beast region. Unify the Beast region. The will of the Beast King bloodline was as strong as an impregnable fortress. Their fighting spirits soared as they released their auras, preparing for battle. In the Beast King Canyon, the two armies faced each other. Youngling Yi Chen, hurry up and accept your death. The Hawk King flew up into the sky and shouted sternly. Puny little hawk, how dare you be so arrogant before me? Yi Chen condensed his sword energy and pointed it at the sky. Instantly, rays of sword energy turned into feathers and shot toward the Hawk King. The Hawk King paled when he felt this power because this was the Hawk clan's long-lost flying feather sword chi. How is this possible? The flying feather sword chi flew over, sharp and unstoppable. The Hawk King could not resist it and directly fell from the sky. After landing, the Hawk King glared at Yi Chen and shouted, "Who are you? How can you use the Hawk clan's secret technique?" "Ha, I inherited the Beast King's legacy and cultivated the Beast King's martial book. This is just a superficial skill. Why are you so surprised?" "What, the Beast King's martial book?" The three kings looked shocked at the same time and stared at Yi Chen with wide eyes. They did not think that someone would really obtain the Beast King's martial book. This was the Beast region's most powerful treasure and the essence of the Beast King's martial arts. Many combatants in the Beast region wanted to obtain it but could not. They did not expect an outsider to obtain it. Seeing is believing. "Take it out and let us have a look," the Tiger King shouted. "I knew you idiots wouldn't believe me. I'll let you broaden your horizons." Chapter 21:15. Yi Chen stood on the peak and waved his right hand. Immediately, a golden scripture appeared and hovered in the air, continuously releasing the power of the Beast King. It was the Beast King's martial scripture. The appearance of the scripture was an auspicious sign from the heavens. Boundless golden light illuminated the land. Everyone felt their bodies being illuminated by the scripture. All their meridians surged and their cultivation base increased. This feeling was too real, too smooth. Everyone looked at the scripture as if they had seen the God of hope. Their spirits were greatly attracted. Many combatants subconsciously walked toward the scripture. The might of the Beast King had already made them submit. It really is the Beast King's martial scripture. The Tiger King looked at the other two kings. At this moment, they had to admit that Yi Chen already had the identity of the Beast King's successor. However, the rebellion of the three kings had already reached this point. No matter who it was, no one could stop them. Since the Beast King's martial scripture had appeared, their goal was simple: seize the scripture, slay the Beast King, and dominate the Beast region. "Don't worry, no matter what this person is capable of, we still have a secret weapon," the Eagle King said. "Eagle King is right. The Beast King's martial scripture won't be able to make up for the people behind us," the Deer King said. The Tiger King nodded slightly. Since he had already made his choice, he could not stop. He walked in front of the crowd and said, "This scripture is a fake. It wants to deceive us. This is a trick of the Beast King. We can't believe it. Slay the Beast King and build a fairer beast region. This is our true wish. Everyone, attack." The Tiger King gave the order. Many combatants of the Beast region revealed expressions of hesitation. The Beast King's martial scripture was the symbol of the Beast King's successor. This was a rule passed down from their ancestors. Now that Yi Chen had obtained the scripture, he was the Beast King's successor. This was without a doubt. If they continued to fight, wouldn't that violate the rules? This situation caused the three kings to panic. The Deer King could not stand such hesitant people. "Attack immediately. Don't make me repeat myself," he roared angrily at the hesitant people. "Deer King, we followed you because you threatened and tempted us. Also, we were dissatisfied with the Beast King. Now that the Beast King's successor has appeared, how can we obey your orders? The Beast King is the Beast region's creator. His orders are the highest." "That's right. The three kings' rebellion ends here. We are willing to submit to the new Beast King." Many tribal powerhouses knelt on the ground and worshipped Yi Chen. This scene caused the three kings' armies to instantly fall into a dilemma. This was something the three kings had not expected. They had thought that they had succeeded, but now they were being obstructed by an outsider, Yi Chen. How could they endure such humiliation? Ha ha ha! Seeing this scene, the Beast King was overjoyed. As expected, as long as the Beast King's inheritor appeared, the hearts of the crowd would still lean towards the royal bloodline. Tiger King, Deer King, Eagle King, the three of you have joined forces to rebel. This is simply intolerable. Now that the Beast Sovereign is here, why aren't you kneeling and begging for forgiveness? Beast King, don't say such ridiculous words. With the three of us joining forces, do you think we're afraid of you? You want us to surrender by creating a fake Beast King? Ha ha ha, you're the laughable one. The Deer King stepped forward and slapped out with his palm. The blood-colored antlers of the deer soared into the ground, and the experts who had wanted to submit to the Beast Monarch were all heavily injured. Amidst the screams, the bodies of many experts collapsed. Their meridians flowed in reverse and their blood flow stagnated. They lost their lives on the spot. Such cruel actions made the other experts of the Beast clans angry, but they did not dare to say anything. However, their hearts were at odds with the three kings. As long as there was a chance, they would definitely submit to the Beast Monarch's side. Of course, Yi Chen could see the internal situation of this motley crew. As long as the Beast Monarch manual was in his hands, everything would progress in a favorable direction. He stood up, put away the manual, and looked coldly at the three kings. Since you refuse to repent, this emperor will deal with you. Ha ha ha, Yi Chen, youngling, who do you think you are? You're just an outsider. You want to proclaim yourself emperor in the Beast region? What a joke. Today we'll kill you, the fake emperor, and unify the Beast region. Our mission is complete. Yes, since we've risen up, we're not afraid of any challenge. The result will be excruciating. Beast King, I advise you to surrender immediately. Otherwise, blood will wash the earth and the heavens will crack. The three kings responded forcefully. Clearly, they would not give up on their plan. Beast King, prepare to attack. Yes. The Beast King bowed and the army began to attack. Kill. 30,000 people gave the order at the same time. The Beast region combatants had no choice but to obey because the three kings were too cruel. They had no chance to leave now. Boom, boom, boom. Suddenly, the earth rumbled continuously. Countless combatants began to charge on ferocious beasts. Boom, boom, boom. All kinds of divine abilities and secret techniques filled the sky. The earth cracked and the mountains and rivers shattered. At this moment, blood flowed and battle intent soared. Just as the armies charged, Yi Chen and the Beast King looked at the three kings. Tiger King, this king will fight you. The Beast King spoke and looked at the Tiger King. Originally, the Tiger clan and the Beast King clan were related, but in the end, they still stood on opposite sides. Ha ha ha, Beast King, I didn't think you'd be so confident. Letting Yi Chen go against the other two kings is simply courting death. The Tiger King laughed. Now, he would hold off the Beast King and let the other two kings assassinate Yi Chen. Then, everything would be settled. If Yi Chen died, the Beast Monarch manual would fall into the hands of the three kings. Even if the Beast King struggled, it would be useless. Naturally, the other two kings understood this sinister plan. Hold off the Beast King. Don't worry. After saying that, the other two kings flew up and faced Yi Chen in the air. Humph, I didn't think that a stinky brat like you would have the chance to go against us two kings. You'll die with honor. The Deer King sneered at Yi Chen, revealing his blood-red teeth. This time, he would kill Yi Chen with his own hands and avenge Lu Huan. At the same time, the Hawk King also looked at Yi Chen. Hawk might have died at Yi Chen's hands. This time, the Hawk King also wanted revenge. At the same time, they also had their eyes on the Beast Monarch manual in Yi Chen's hands. This manual was the only symbol of the Beast Monarch's identity. It contained the martial arts of the 6 major beast clans. Obtaining it was equivalent to controlling the entire beast region. Since this emperor has inherited the beast monarch's martial arts, today, this emperor will eliminate you 3 scourges for the beast region. This emperor will also do something for the beast monarch. Boast! The 2 kings glared at Yi Chen. They did not think that this person would be so arrogant. After all, they were both at the mystic immortal attainment level. Their immortal powers were already omnipotent. No one could be so arrogant in front of them. A mere itinerant immortal wants to kill us mystic immortals. How shameless! Die. Chapter 21:16. Yi Chen's eyes were cold as he locked onto the 2 kings before him. The Deer King was the symbol of cruelty, while the Hawk King was the symbol of coldness. One was fierce while the other was sinister. Facing these 2 was Yi Chen's greatest test. Mystic immortals were extremely powerful immortals who had entered the 2nd stage of the immortal method. They could directly comprehend the Tao of heaven and earth and could evolve their own fortune. Itinerant immortals could not compare at all. This was also why the 2 kings were so confident. Itinerant immortal method had no effect on mystic immortals. However, what kind of person was Yi Chen? He had the ancient god body, the origin of darkness, and the demon's eye. He had already surpassed the limits of the 3 realms' rules. To a large extent, his strength came from heaven and earth and the heavenly Tao. Blood Deer Horn. The Deer King's eyes were bloodshot. His hatred for Yi Chen was monstrous. The Blood Deer Horn was the Deer King's personal divine weapon. It was a strange long sword in the shape of a deer horn. As it slashed at Yi Chen, a ball of blood-red flames descended from the heavens. Clang! At this moment, the ancient god apparition appeared behind Yi Chen. He raised his arms and caught the white sword with his bare hands, blocking the blood deer horn. Ah! The Deer King was shocked. He had used the mysterious immortal laws to strengthen the blood deer's horn. A peerless divine weapon combined with mysterious immortal laws. Even a peak-perfected immortal would die, let alone a puny itinerant immortal. However, Yi Chen had not moved at all. He had only used his own dharma to block his killing blow. How powerful was this person? It was not just the Deer King. Even the Hawk King was shocked. The dharma that Yi Chen had used earlier was extremely mysterious. He had never seen such a dignified and ancient dharma. Who is this person? Even a super-genius itinerant immortal could not have such a dharma. This dharma is a body-tempering dharma, but it can perfectly resist mystic immortal method. Unbelievable! The Hawk King's malicious eyes locked onto Yi Chen coldly. However, he could not find any flaws in Yi Chen. There was not even the slightest expression. The person before him was like the ruler of heaven and earth. It was as if he was indifferent to everything, so heartless, so unconcerned. This was the might of a heavenly emperor. It was dignified and supreme. This was the power of an ancient god. Kill! The Deer King was enraged that Yi Chen had easily blocked his sure-kill attack. He completely activated his celestial immortal power and did not hold back at all. Deer King! The Eagle King wanted to warn the Deer King, but it was useless. The Deer King had already made his move. This time, he wanted to completely crush his opponent. This was his strongest obsession. However, Heavenly Emperor Wen Tiandi let out a cold sigh, and the ancient god Dharma form opened its eyes slightly. Suddenly, 2 beams of golden light bloomed. It was like the power of light when the world was reopened. The oppressive feeling shocked the Deer King, and he stopped in midair. Impossible! What kind of power is this? Boom! While the Deer King was still in shock, the light of the sun and the moon descended at the same time. It was Pan Gu's sun and moon eyes. After becoming a 2-star ancient god, Yi Chen's manipulation of ancient divine power had reached a new level, and he had already unlocked a new power. Kill! Facing the eyes of the sun and moon, the Deer King brandished his blood deer horn, wanting to defy the heavens. The The vast laughter of the ancient gods was like the shaking of heaven and earth, like the sound of drums and thunder. This sound instantly reverberated, causing the deer king's ears to feel extreme pain. Blood deer /3000 Annihilation. Brandishing the blood deer horn, the power of a mystic immortal pierced through the heavens and earth. Suddenly, the wind and clouds surged and waves of the power of the stars were infused into the blood deer horn. Following that, thunder and lightning shot out and infused into the blood deer horn. At this moment, a mystic immortal Dharma form appeared behind the deer king, the blood deer in the sky. Roar. The blood deer let out a bestial roar, triggering the thunder of heaven and earth, causing the power of the blood deer horn to reach its peak. This attack would completely destroy a peak true immortal. Alright, kill this man, deer king. When the eagle king saw this scene, he was already certain that Yi Chen would die this time. At the same time, the eagle king secretly released boundless hostility with his left hand. It rushed through the ground to Yi Chen's feet, forming a network of hostility that entangled Yi Chen's feet, making it impossible for him to dodge the blood deer horn's attack. However, he did not expect that Yi Chen did not need to dodge at all. Ancient God Might, Enhanced Beast Emperor Fist, Annihilation. The ancient god's shadow dissipated in the air and turned into the form of a giant ape. Its fists smashed down like two peaks falling from the sky. This kind of power covered the sky. What? Ah! The primordial demon ape's fists landed. The blood deer horn shattered in the air, and the blood deer Dharma turned into nothingness. The deer king was defeated. Accompanied by a painful scream, although the deer king's muscles and bones were exhausted and his meridians were reversed, he had already been crippled. Sky Snake. Roar! At this moment, Sky Snake moved, opening its mouth to devour. All the divine weapon energy in the shattered blood deer horn was devoured by Sky Snake. Night Demon Armor, Immortal Slaying Flying Dagger. Master here! The two divine weapons appeared at the same time. The divine weapon energy that Sky Snake spewed was absorbed by them. Hiss, hiss, hiss. All the divine weapon energy quickly replenished the two divine weapons. The damage they had suffered before was repaired. Ha ha ha, thank you, Master. The two divine weapons were incomparably excited. The divine weapon energy of the blood deer horn was very sufficient to replenish them. They had already recovered to more than 70% of their peak strength. This level was already comparable to a peak true immortal. Return. The two divine weapons returned to Yi Chen. At this moment, hostility overflowed under his feet. It was the Eagle King's secret attack. Yi Chen. The Eagle King glared at Yi Chen angrily, his killing intent awe-inspiring. He did not expect the Deer King to fail, but it did not matter. Yi Chen's entire body was under the control of his hostility formation. As long as he killed this person, he could take the Beast King manual for himself and become the new Beast King. Ah! At this moment, the Eagle King displayed his ruthless side and directly extended his claws toward the Deer King. You, what are you doing? The Deer King's entire body was paralyzed and bleeding non-stop. At this moment, seeing the Eagle King's actions, he understood a little and was instantly shocked. Ha ha ha, Deer King, since you've failed, there's no need for you to remain. Now become my nourishment. The Eagle King released endless hostility that wrapped around the Deer King's body. The Deer King's remaining strength was completely absorbed by the Eagle King. Ha ha ha! Laughing wildly, the Eagle King flew into the sky, his strength greatly increased. Yi Chen, no matter how powerful you are, it's useless. Don't even think of escaping from my hostility formation. Now die by my hands. Hiss, hiss, hiss. On the Hawk King's sharp claws, boundless malevolence appeared. This malevolence evolved into two iron hook-like claws and rushed toward Yi Chen's shoulders. He wanted to pierce through Yi Chen's shoulder blades and completely seal off the flow of Yi Chen's energy. Clang, clang. He sent out 2 iron hook-like claws, but what was shocking was that when these 2 iron hook-like claws stabbed Yi Chen's body, it was as if they had hit steel and were repelled. Chapter 21:17. His sharp claws were aiming for death, but when he kicked a steel plate, the Eagle King's sacred art was actually useless. This scene made his heart tremble. Eagle King, so what if you ate your companion? You're useless before me. Damn it. Eagle King felt even worse after being mocked by Yi Chen. He had absorbed the Deer King's remaining power, but his divine ability was ignored by Yi Chen. What would others think of this? Many people who originally belonged to the 3 kings were hesitating. They did not fight hard and were ready to switch sides at any time. Originally, these people were dissatisfied with the 3 kings. Now that the 3 kings were fighting among themselves and the Deer King was absorbed, the Deer tribe and Eagle tribe would definitely turn against each other. Only the Tiger King and Eagle King were left. They had lost their advantage against Yi Chen and the Beast King. Or rather, they had no advantage at all. Yi Chen faced 2 kings alone, heavily injured the Deer King and looked down on Eagle King. The situation had turned. Eagle Rage. Seeing that the situation had turned, Eagle King quickly released his barrier power. Arcane immortal laws gathered into Eagle King's vicious energy and released it wildly, drawing on the vicious energy in the ley line to trap Yi Chen. However, Yi Chen had seen through this trick long ago. Earth Sword, Reverse Slash. Boom, boom, boom. In the blink of an eye, countless sword energy from the Earth Sword rushed out from the ley line. The vicious energy buried in the ley line was destroyed by the Earth Sword and turned into nothingness. The sword energy from the Earth Sword continued to explode, turning into an Earth Dragon that rushed in all directions. Eagle King felt like he was stepping into a hellish abyss. He flew up. Roar. The Earth Dragon rushed out from where he flew and soared into the sky, chasing after Eagle King. At this moment, the Deer tribe saw Eagle King absorbing the Deer King and was furious. Eagle tribe, die. Kill. Many of the Deer tribe fighters saw Eagle King being suppressed by Yi Chen and attacked, wanting to kill the Eagle tribe. The Eagle tribe fighters had no choice but to fight. This way, the pressure on the Beast King warriors was greatly reduced. At the same time, many of the Beast region tribes changed sides and the 3 king tribes were in danger. At this time, Yi Chen used the Beast King manual. Waves of Beast King power rushed out and instantly suppressed the 3 kings. This is the Beast King power. Everyone felt this suppression. They now completely understood that Yi Chen was the Beast King's heir. Otherwise, he would not have the Beast King power. Roar. The Beast Emperor's lion roar shook the heavens and earth. More and more experts defected, and the 3 kings were completely isolated. Eagle King, what are your thoughts after seeing such a scene? Ha ha ha, I never thought that the Beast King would rely on an outsider to turn the tables. Very good. But do you really think you've won? Yi Chen's eyes turned slightly cold. The Beast Emperor energy surged in all directions. Suddenly, he sensed a familiar energy aura, evil energy. Chi. The sound of an assassination rang out, and the Beast Emperor was instantly heavily injured. Man, are you? The Beast King looked at his most beloved daughter in shock. Ah! Princess Man Air let out a shrill laugh, after which her body slowly floated into the air, and waves of evil energy rushed into the sky. Yi Chen was shocked too. He had never sensed any evil energy from Princess Manor before this. It meant that the evil spirit must have a very high level and used some secret technique to hide its aura. Manor! The Beast King shouted, but it was useless. Princess Manor had already turned into an evil spirit. Hee, Beast King, you didn't expect this, did you? Your most beloved daughter is the cause of your death. Princess Manor's long hair fluttered, and waves of powerful evil energy emanated from her body. The surrounding Beast King cultivators were forced to float into the air. Lord Beast King. Many powerhouses could not control their bodies. They wanted to help the Beast King but could not. Kacha, kacha, kacha. Following that, the bodies of these people in the air exploded. Blood surged and bones piled up. Evil energy surged between heaven and earth, and a terrifying aura filled the world, intimidating the powerhouses. Ha ha ha, Yi Chen, what do you think? The Eagle King asked with a cold smile. This is your trump card. Yi Chen looked at the Eagle King coldly. Not bad, but this is just the beginning. Soon, you'll be surrounded by the evil spirit army. Do you really think that we can unify the Beast region with the Three Kings' strength? Wrong, you're very wrong. At this time, the sky was filled with dark clouds. Evil dragons roared, and countless evil spirits on evil beasts swarmed over. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The evil spirits roared angrily, and the evil beasts spewed venom toward the people of the Beast region. It turned out that the Three Kings had long submitted to the evil spirit. They were relying on the evil spirit army. When the army arrived, many tribes in the Beast region were in danger of being massacred. The evil spirit army's numbers were more than 10 times that of the Beast region cultivators. The army was like ants passing through, and not a single blade of grass was left. Ah! Princess Manor looked at the many Beast region powerhouses with a cold smile. Countless black feathers of evil energy appeared around her body, and a pair of wings grew on her back. Her aura was overwhelming. Manor, what's going on? Although the Beast King was heavily injured, he still could not believe what he saw. Princess Manor was his most beloved daughter. No matter what, he could not believe that his daughter would do such a thing to him. Yi Chen struck out with his palm and retreated, returning to the Beast King's side. Beast King, Princess Manor's mind has already been controlled by this person. Her evil energy control is deeply rooted. It's impossible for her to recognize you. No. The Beast King was agitated and immediately spat out a mouthful of blood. Yi Chen released the Beast King's force and infused it into the Beast King's body, stopping the evil energy from spreading. Who are you? Yi Chen asked. I'm one of the 3 great evil generals under the Imperial Demon King. My name is Yao Falcon. Today, I've come under the Imperial Demon King's orders to unify the Beast region. Hand over Manor. I'll leave you to go back and report that I'll personally go to the evil spirit land and take the Imperial Demon King's head. Ah! Hearing Yi Chen's words, Yao Falcon could not stop laughing. The million-strong evil spirit army behind him also laughed as if they were his shadows. This laughter shook the 9 provinces and 10 lands. The intimidating sound made countless Beast region powerhouses feel their legs go weak, and they almost knelt on the ground. Yi Chen's cold eyes locked onto Yao Falcon. The demon eye between his brows flashed with a strange light. He saw through Yao Falcon's control technique at a glance. It was precisely through Soul Parasite that he controlled Princess Manor's psyche domain. At this moment, Princess Manor was already trapped in the psyche prison and could not come out. She washed her face with tears. The guilt she felt toward the Beast King almost made her faint. Despicable evil spirit, since you don't agree with the choice I've given you, then die. Yi Chen's eyes widened. His anger soared to the sky, and his majesty covered the earth. The person who controlled Manor's psyche made him burn with rage. He must kill. Very well, a mere itinerant immortal dares to be so arrogant toward me. Are all humans so idiotic? Ha ha ha, it doesn't matter. When I tear your flesh and absorb all the energy in your body, you'll know your ignorance and stupidity. The Heavenly Emperor was enraged, and the world was shocked. Chapter 21:18. 1,000,000 evil spirits, kill them! Roar, roar, roar! The evil spirits roared angrily. The army pressed down and instantly surrounded the entire Beast Emperor's territory. Kill! Yi Chen's eyes narrowed. His brows furrowed in anger as he charged at the Demon Falcon. Taking advantage of this time, the Beast Emperor took the Beast King away and returned to a relatively safe place. Yi Chen faced the Demon Falcon while the Beast Emperor fought the evil energy. Yi Chen, I'll make you watch as Princess Man dies in front of you. Ah! Demon Falcon, I'll make you wish you were dead. Ha ha! Then come and let me see if you can surprise me. The Demon Falcon's eyes suddenly turned black. Then, it spread its wings and its speed was not inferior to Yi Chen's. Their figures flashed in the sky. They were so fast that they caused a tornado. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The tornado filled the sky and the surrounding space twisted rapidly. Many powerhouses were sucked into it. They screamed in pain and instantly turned into blood and bones. This terrifying scene caused countless Beast Region powerhouses to tremble. They did not expect the evil spirits to be so cruel. They only hoped that the Beast Emperor could eliminate the evil spirits and save the Beast Region. At this moment, the three kings did not have many supporters other than their own clans because of the appearance of the evil spirits. After all, the chaos in the Beast Region had involved the evil spirit. This was against the rules. As long as one was a true man of the Beast Region, they would not allow the evil spirits to rule them. Now that the evil spirit demon Falcon controlled Princess Man Er's mind, it was the greatest humiliation to the Beast Region. Kill them! Many old powerhouses roared angrily. They led all the cultivators in their clans and began to counterattack. Although the evil spirit army had an overwhelming advantage, they were not afraid. This was the spirit of the beast tribe. They would never be slaves. Boom, boom, boom. The ground trembled and the mountains collapsed. On the ground, the evil spirits and the warriors of the Beast Region clashed violently. The sounds of fighting rose and fell, and the chaos was boundless. Above the sky, Yi Chen faced the demon Falcon alone. Both of them were moving at maximum speed. They turned into starlight and kept clashing. I'll show you the phenomenon of evil energy covering the sky. The demon Falcon suddenly spread its wings. Instantly, the wind and clouds surged, and the sun and moon lost their light. The two wings caused endless evil energy to surge, and a blood-red light covered the sky. Blood feather space shattering, kill. In the blink of an eye, countless blood feathers, sharper than blades and harder than rocks, rained down on the ground like raindrops. Absolute numbers, absolute destructive power. Beast Emperor Fist, Tiger Might. Yi Chen let out a ferocious tiger's roar. The Beast King energy in his body soared rapidly, evolving into the form of a tiger roaring in the forest. With a furious roar, space exploded. Boom, boom, boom. In the sky, countless bloody feathers were shattered by the power of the tiger's roar, reversed and hung upside down. The blood feather that could destroy heaven and earth was useless against Yi Chen. Kill! The demon falcon was enraged when its divine ability failed. Its sharp claws aimed for Yi Chen's soul, demanding his life. Clang, clang, clang. However, when these sharp claws landed on Yi Chen's body, just like the Hawk King from before, they had no effect on his body of steel. You! What do you think? Yi Chen looked at the demonic falcon coldly. Subsequently, he activated the Beast King force again. Beast Emperor Fist, Leopard Steps. Yi Chen's speed surpassed the demon falcon's in an instant with the help of his movement technique and the activation of the leopard movement power. Even a true immortal would not be able to track him at such a speed. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Wherever the leopard's shadow passed, bloody gleams would flash. Bloody marks appeared on the demon falcon's body. Despicable guy! The demon falcon was furious. The evil energy in its body surged rapidly, wanting to devour Princess Man Air's body to increase its cultivation base. Don't even think about it. The demon eye between Yi Chen's brows opened. All of a sudden, the surrounding space fell into the underworld god territory. The demon falcon's mind control technique was restricted. Yi Chen's primordial spirit left his body and charged into Princess Man Air's mind territory. In the mind territory there was chaos. Evil energy was rampant, and evil wind was blowing everywhere. Yi Chen's eyes sparkled. He relied on the Beast King energy to sense where Princess Man Air was. Finally, he saw Princess Man-Air on a peak deep in the chaos. Her limbs were nailed to the mountain wall by the bloody feathers. Blood was flowing, and she was in great pain. Yi-Chen. She called Yi-Chen's name. There was a glimmer of hope in her eyes that were filled with despair. Man-Air, I'll be back to save you. Don't be afraid. Princess Man-Air nodded. Apart from her father, the only person she trusted now was Yi-Chen. Just when Yi-Chen was about to save Princess Man-Air, a pair of blood-colored eyes suddenly appeared in the chaotic sky. It was the demon falcon's eye. How dare you enter my mind territory, idiot? Yi-Chen looked at the sky. At that moment, the demon falcon's wings appeared again, covering the sky and earth. The evil energy all over its body was rampant, and it had already filled the entire mind territory. Clearly, the demon falcon had used a special technique to create the most advantageous environment for it. Therefore, it was indeed very disadvantageous for Yi-Chen to enter this territory. However, he had to do this to get Princess Man-Air out of the demon falcon's control. Beast King Energy. Seeing that Princess Man-Air could not take it anymore, Yi-Chen released the Beast King Energy to strengthen her energy to fight against the evil energy around her. The demon falcon sneered at Yi-Chen and said, "I want you to watch her die before your eyes." After saying that, the demon falcon released its evil energy and rapidly corroded Princess Man-Air's mind. Princess Man-Air's primordial spirit was already showing signs of dissipating. Princess Man-Air let out a cry of pain. Her body was gradually disappearing, and the tears in her eyes showed her unwillingness. "Don't worry, I'll save you," Yi-Chen said to Princess Man-Air firmly. "Yi-Chen, I believe in you." Princess Man-Air clenched her teeth and strengthened her faith. She channeled her mind power to fight against the evil energy. At the same time, the battle between Yi-Chen and the demon falcon had reached an extreme stage. Beast King Fist, Antlers. Blood-colored antlers appeared in the sky. The antlers grew rapidly, and countless antlers extended toward the demon falcon's body. Blood-colored lightning on the antlers kept attacking the space in all directions, looking for the demon falcon's real body. Go to hell, Yi-Chen. At that moment, the demon falcon in the sky released evil energy rays from its eyes and swept around crazily. Boom, boom, boom. Countless antlers shattered under the attack of the evil energy lightning. However, the antlers had the ability to regenerate. After being shattered, they continued to grow and extend again. Kill. The evil energy rays were even more violent, cutting through everything. Yi-Chen roared. The Beast King energy quickly strengthened his body, and together with his ancient god power, his defense reached its peak. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The evil energy rays could only shatter Yi-Chen's scales, but they could not hurt his real body. Charge. Yi-Chen flew up quickly and headed toward Princess Man-Air. "Don't even think about it," the demon falcon shouted coldly. The entire space fell into the bloody feather purgatory. The evil energy was rampant, and demonic energy was everywhere. Chapter 21:19. Kill, kill for me. The demonic falcon was enraged that its powerful killing technique could not harm Yi-Chen's true body. As an evil general, how could it fall into such a predicament against a human? He wanted revenge. What a pitiful creature. Before the Celestial Emperor, you don't know how to repent. You can only die. In the face of the demon falcon's rage, Yi-Chen's mind bloomed with the heavenly emperor's light, and the sword-heart sword appeared between his brows. Zzz. The sword-heart sword was formed. Boundless sword chi gathered into a super-dense sword chi energy cluster and formed a formation before Yi-Chen. The sword shadows were like meteors chasing after the moon, crazily rushing towards the blood feather. Boom, boom, boom. In the spiritual world, the power of the blood feather was eliminated by the sword chi of the sword-heart sword. The demon falcon's domain might not be his home field. Demon falcon wings, blood slash. The demon falcon did not expect Yi Chen to be so powerful. If he could not kill Yi Chen in the spirit territory, it would be even more difficult to kill him in the outside world. He wanted to destroy Princess Man-Air's primordial spirit completely. Whoosh whoosh. The wings covered the sky and were extremely sharp. They were aimed at Princess Man-Air. How dare you! Yi Chen was enraged. The demon's eye opened forcefully. A strange light flickered, and the demonic domain expanded rapidly. The shadow of the Nether God appeared. The Nether divine power was boundlessly violent, and it was the nemesis of evil energy. You can't save her. The demon falcon spread its wings. No matter what was in front of it, it only had one goal, and that was to kill Man-Er. So. In the blink of an eye, he had already arrived before Princess Man-Er. Thank you, Yi Chen. Princess Man-Er had expected that she would die. She said her last words to Yi Chen and closed her eyes lightly. Man-Er! Yi Chen roared angrily. The origin of darkness erupted with unparalleled might. It was a fusion of two-star ancient god power that had evolved into the black gold glaze. Chi. Boundless black and gold-glazed glass sprinted forward like wild horses that had broken free of their reins. Zzz. In the passageway opened by the demon eye, the power of the black and gold glass advanced endlessly, already exceeding the limits of space and time. Kill. Ah! Just as the sharp blood feather was about to behead Princess Man-Air, everything was about to end. All of a sudden, a dark vortex appeared in front of him. Black and golden glaze spewed out like an endless hail, instantly locking onto the demon falcon. No! The demon falcon screeched, but it was useless. The black gold glaze instantly sealed the demon falcon's body. In the blink of an eye, the demon falcon was like a statue, floating in the void. I'm not dead? At this moment, Princess Man-Er opened her eyes. She saw the demon falcon in front of her, but it had already turned into countless pieces of black gold, floating in the sky like passing clouds. Yi Chen. Princess Man-Er's tears fell like rain. She was extremely emotional when she looked at Yi Chen. She did not expect to be able to see the person before her. Don't move. Yi Chen flew over and the demon's eye released a strange light. In an instant, all the blood nails that sealed Princess Man-Er's primordial spirit shattered, and the princess regained her freedom. Yi Chen. She threw herself into Yi Chen's embrace like a little rabbit that had been greatly wronged. She was no longer barbaric. The demon falcon's evil thoughts were broken by Yi Chen, and its power returned to its body. At that moment, Yi Chen's primordial spirit was released. Princess Man-Air's primordial spirit also returned to him. Father. Princess Man-Er undid the spiritual seal and returned to the side of the Beast King. When she saw the heavily injured Beast King, she was filled with regret. Man-Er, don't blame yourself. It's not your fault. The Beast King caressed her little face, not wanting to give her too much mental pressure. Princess Man-Er and many powerhouses from the Beast King's bloodline took care of the Beast King, while Yi Chen continued to fight the demon falcon's true form. Yi Chen. The demon falcon looked at its opponent coldly with killing intent in its eyes. Its body was exuding blood energy as if it was going to destroy everything before it. Its ferocity was terrifying. Yi Chen smirked and said, Demon Falcon, you're just a little evil general. How dare you fight me? Kneel and bow your head, and I'll consider giving you a quick death. Ha ha ha! The demon falcon suddenly laughed out loud. My true ability isn't something you can imagine. We exchanged a few blows in the spiritual realm earlier. This is a real battle. Oh? Ha ha, very well. Let me see what you're capable of. Yi Chen's eyes were cold. The Heavenly Emperor's sword appeared in his hand again. He wanted to take Princess Man-Er's primordial spirit and overturn the entire Beast region. As the Beast King now, Yi Chen naturally would not let the murderer before him go. Eagle King, Tiger King, kill all the traitors! The Tiger King hesitated slightly when he heard that. The situation had been reversed. Even the evil general, the demon falcon, might not be Yi Chen's match. As the king of the tiger tribe, he had to consider the future of the entire tribe. He frowned slightly but did not move directly. Meanwhile, the Eagle King was also shocked by Yi Chen's superb ability and did not move either. This made the demon falcon even angrier. Hidden King, what are you waiting for? Do you think you have a way out? The Eagle King's face twisted. Although he did not want to act directly, what the demon falcon said was what he was most afraid of. Not only had he betrayed the Beast King, but he had also absorbed the Deer King. Such behavior was unforgivable. He did not have the chance to betray them. Sigh, Eagle Tribe powerhouses, kill them! Yes. The Eagle King issued a kill order and the powerhouses of the Eagle Tribe charged toward the powerhouses of the small tribes. Instantly, the battle began again and the stench of blood spread in all directions. Tiger King, I'll give you one last chance. Repent. The Beast King endured his injuries and stood up, shouting at the Tiger King. Sigh, I've already embarked on this path. How can I turn back? Tiger King, I'll plead with the Beast King on your behalf. You still have a chance as long as you join us to destroy the Eagle King tribe. The Tiger King hesitated. At this moment, a cold killing move flew over. Faced with such a killing move, the Tiger King roared and condensed all the tiger power in his body into a whistling air shield, resisting the killing move. Rumble! With a loud explosion, the Tiger King took a few steps back. It's you. He looked at the demon falcon coldly, not expecting the other party to directly burn him. Traitor, you deserve to die. Ha ha ha, the Tiger King was originally a beast. What does that have to do with you? Now, you want to control the fate of the Tiger tribe? You're not qualified. The demon falcon's attack caused the Tiger King to completely side with the Beast King. Tiger tribe powerhouses, fight with me and destroy the Eagle King tribe. Yes. The Tiger King's betrayal had caused the Eagle King tribe to fall into the hands of many beasts. At this moment, the Eagle King was also in a dilemma. Fighting was no longer the best choice. Demon Falcon, we've already lost our best opportunity. Retreat. You idiot, how dare you say such words to me? You deserve to die. The Demon Falcon's sharp claws shot out and charged at the Eagle King. Chapter 21:20. The Demon Falcon was furious because of its defeat against Yi Chen. Now that the Hawk King said to retreat, it exploded. Blood feathers filled the sky and shot toward the Hawk King. The Eagle King wanted to escape, but the blood feather world came crashing down and enveloped the Eagle King. Since you don't want to work for the evil spirits, then die. The Demon Falcon released a secret spell. Countless blood feathers slashed wildly. The Hawk King was covered in blood and could no longer move. Ah! With a painful wail, the Hawk King's body exploded. Ah! The Hawk tribe members were completely dumbfounded. Their king had died before them. What should they do? Ha ha ha, Yi Chen, my battle intent has dissipated. Next time, I'll make you die without a burial. After killing the Hawk King with one blow, the Demon Falcon's anger decreased slightly. It was not a fool. Naturally, it knew that the situation was very disadvantageous to it. It did not want to stay any longer and flew away. However, it had underestimated Yi Chen's killing intent. It was impossible for it to escape after Yi Chen's previous actions. Star-plucking hand. Yi Chen's eyes flashed with dark light. The clouds in the sky parted and a huge palm descended, blocking the Demon Falcon's escape route. What? The Demon Falcon was shocked. It activated its blood feathers, hoping to split the huge palm. However, the surface of the palm was covered in black gold glass. Its blood feathers were useless when they touched the glass and fell off. Ah! The palm suddenly clenched and the Demon Falcon's body exploded. Good, good, good! Countless people from the Beast region shouted. The Beast Emperor was like a god in their eyes. How great was he? Azura heaven-shaking kill. Yi Chen suddenly turned around. Countless palm prints descended from the sky, bombarding the evil spirit warriors who had not retreated in time. All the evil spirit warriors were annihilated. Clean up the battlefield, the Beast Emperor ordered. Countless Beast Region warriors began to move and clean up the battlefield. Yi Chen returned to the Beast King's side and continued to instill Beast Emperor force into its body, expelling all the evil energy. The Beast King's condition stabilized. This battle made Yi Chen famous in the Beast region. The Beast Emperor's position shook the world. Everyone respected him in the vast universe. The Beast region was unified and the world was clear. On the plaza in front of the Beast Emperor Palace, tens of thousands of beasts were worshipping him. The Tiger King walked forward and knelt on the ground to ask for forgiveness. Beast Emperor, the king of the Tiger clan, is here to beg for forgiveness. He knelt on the ground. Behind him, the elders and princes of the Tiger tribe also knelt down. Tiger King, I heard that you were good friends with the Beast King. Is this what a man would do to betray a friend? Yi Chen asked. A single slip may cause everlasting sorrow. This king has nothing to say. The Tiger King looked at the Beast King and kowtowed. Sigh, if you knew this would happen, you wouldn't have acted in the first place. Tiger King, since this opportunity was given to you by me, I will definitely take responsibility. The Beast King turned around to look at Yi Chen and bowed. Your Majesty, please give the Tiger King a chance. After all, the tigers did very little damage to us in this battle. The Beast region has already suffered great losses. I don't want any more fratricide. Since the Beast King is pleading for you, I'll give you a chance. But, suddenly, Yi Chen pointed his finger and a sword chi shot into the Tiger King's throat directly. The Tiger King was shocked. He looked at Yi Chen in confusion. Tiger King, this is the limit I'm giving you. If you betray the Beast region, this sword chi will definitely take your life. Of course, if you're loyal, not only will this sword chi not harm you, but it can even help you break through your limits. Thank you, Beast Emperor. This king will definitely fulfill his duty and not let you down. The Tiger King once again led the people of the Tiger tribe to kowtow and then retreated. Following that, the Beast King's personal guards led many powerhouses from the Deer tribe and the Hawk tribe to kneel. Reporting to Beast Emperor, these are the traitors of the Deer tribe and the Hawk tribe. Please judge. They joined forces with the evil spirits and betrayed the Beast region. Death is inevitable. Yi Chen's eyes flickered and the sword chi moved. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The powerhouses of the Deer tribe and the Hawk tribe all fell to the ground. The other cultivators of the Deer tribe and the Hawk tribe were greatly shocked. They all knelt on the ground and did not dare to raise their heads. I don't want to kill all of you. I'll give you a chance. Return to your territory and pay tribute to the Beast King's bloodline every year. Are you willing? We're willing. Thank you, Beast Emperor, for your mercy. Everyone revealed expressions of gratitude. They did not expect to have a chance to live. Take your people and return to your territory. Yes. The remaining people of the Deer tribe and the Hawk tribe quickly left. The Beast Emperor's judgment is indeed swift and decisive. This time, the Beast region is unified and peace is all thanks to the Beast Emperor. On behalf of everyone in the Beast region, I thank the Beast Emperor. The Beast King led many members of the royal family to bow and thank Yi Chen. There's no need to be so polite. Since the matter in the Beast region is over, I'll continue to the Underworld God Temple. Beast Emperor, are you really in such a hurry? I won't hide it from you. I still have many friends waiting for my return. Goodbye. With that, Yi Chen handed the Beast Emperor's seal to the Beast King and asked him to temporarily act on behalf of the Beast Emperor. Yi Chen. Seeing that Yi Chen was about to leave, Princess Manor called out to him. The two of them arrived at the top of a mountain and looked at the setting sun in the distance. The beautiful sunset made Princess Manor feel extremely sad. Yi Chen, you saved my life. No matter where you go, I'll follow you. Manor, this trip to the underworld god temple is fraught with danger. Moreover, I have many important things to do. I'll remember our friendship. I think you should stay by the Beast King's side and work hard to improve your cultivation base. Then, you can rule the Beast region and become a queen. Princess Manor looked at Yi Chen, and tears flowed down uncontrollably again. Do I really not have any place in your heart? Don't guess what I'm thinking. I'll remember you. Yi Chen smiled and touched Princess Manor's little face. Then, he used black gold glaze to forge a ring for her. This is the gift I'm leaving for you. It's also the Beast Emperor's mark. With that, Yi Chen stepped on the golden lotus and flew up to the sky. Yi Chen! Princess Manor shouted at the sky. However, the majestic man before her had already disappeared into the sea of clouds. Looking at the ring in her hand, Princess Manor revealed a smile. After all, she was in his heart. Manor will wait for you my whole life. The voice reverberated in the clouds like a seven-colored little deer, hopping about. How marvelous it was. After leaving the Beast region, Yi Chen sped toward the underworld god temple. He had been in the Beast region for too long. He was most worried about whether the primordial immortal world and the devil martial world had already made their move. Patriarch Wu Shuang, you have to wait for me to come back. Chapter 21-21. The demonic falcon failed. It's Yi Chen again. This brat has obstructed my evil energy domination many times. I can't let him live. Above the evil spirit temple, the ruler sat alone on the throne while many evil generals sat below. They were furious that Yi Chen had ruined the evil spirit's plans many times. Although this person is human, his strength is extraordinary. The power in his body is extremely complicated. Even the demonic falcon failed. There must be something fishy about this. An evil general dressed in a dark robe moved his claws and fangs. He was the general under the Imperial Demon King, the Corpse Devourer. The Corpse Devourer makes sense. I'll make this person a great enemy of the evil spirits and execute the assassination plan immediately. On the throne, the Imperial Demon King's eyes were cold. His body was covered in bronze scales, and an evil seal appeared between his brows. It was given by the evil emperor and contained powerful evil energy. It was the symbol of the Imperial Demon King. I give the order. Hearing the Imperial Demon King's order, the generals stood up and bowed to listen. Corpse Devourer, Slash Bone, Hook Head, and Ugly Smile, move together and find out Yi Chen's whereabouts immediately. Yes. The four generals obeyed and flew quickly. After breaking through the beast region, Yi Chen flew on his sword. Relying on the demon eye and the god of the underworld senses, as well as the map information he had obtained earlier, he continued to search for the location of the Dark God Temple. However, the closer Yi Chen got to the Dark God Temple, the more intense the evil energy he sensed. This gave him an ominous feeling. As the ruler of the underworld god realm, no one had issued any orders when the evil spirits were wreaking havoc. The major forces below were not aware of the current situation of the Dark God Temple. This itself was very problematic. After flying through the wilderness for 3 days and 3 nights, Yi Chen landed on a peak. This peak was extremely high, like a pillar between heaven and earth. At a glance, Yi Chen could see the wind and clouds within 10,000 kilometers. There were many famous mountains and rivers in front of him. There were even many sects in front of him. These sects stood in great numbers in front of these mountains like a huge organization. They were independent but closely connected at the same time. This was the Flying Feather Clan's territory. The Flying Feather Clan was originally the tribe closest to the Dark God Temple. There were even legends that the Flying Feather Clan was the loyal guards of the god of the underworld. Because the chief did not complete an important mission given to him by the god of the god, the entire clan was expelled from the Dark God Temple and ended up on these Flying Feather Clans. Squeak, 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 Suddenly, the sound of birds chirping came from the sky. Yi Chen looked up and saw some very small hummingbirds. These hummingbirds moved very fast, completely different from ordinary hummingbird. Yi Chen's eyes flashed as he instantly locked onto the shape of the hummingbirds. After some analysis with the demon eye, he concluded that these hummingbirds were the scouts of the Flying Feather Clan. Ha! Yi Chen laughed coldly. He did not care at all and walked straight toward the Flying Feather Clan. He was just a passerby and did not want to waste time in these places. Of course, if there were evil spirits here, he would kill them without mercy. When Yi Chen reached the foot of Soaring Feather Mountain, two figures appeared on an ancient tree in front of him and stopped him. Who are you? Heavenly Emperor Yi Chen. Ha ha ha! Hearing this, the two of them burst out laughing. Yi Chen looked at the both of them in displeasure. The two of them looked at Yi Chen at the same time. One of them said with a smile, "That's a famous name, but in the underworld god realm, we've never heard of the existence of any heavenly emperor. We only know that the strongest here is the underworld god." Ha, you're too narrow-minded. How would you know how big the world is? Oh, you're quite arrogant. In that case, show us what you're made of. With just one look, the two men's eyes became fierce, completely different from before. It was because they were scouts of the tribe, and they were responsible for the investigation. No matter who they met, they had to figure out the identity and purpose of the person's visit. Are you worthy? What? This time, not only were their eyes cold, but their expressions were also furious. Swoosh, swoosh. Two shadows streaked across the sky. In the blink of an eye, the two of them had arrived behind Yi Chen. So you're just a glib talker. Slash. The two eagle claws slashed at the back of Yi Chen's neck without any hesitation. The murderous energy was violent, leaving no chance of survival. Clang, clang. However, when the eagle claws landed on Yi Chen's neck, they felt as if they had attacked the hardest diamond. Yi Chen was not harmed at all. Instead, their eagle claws shattered. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Not only that, but Yi Chen's energy was activated. The broken eagle claws bounced back and instantly locked onto the two men's throat. With lightning speed, the sharp claws gripped the throats of the two, but did not directly kill them. This kind of super control ability was clearly beyond the two's imagination. The two men knew that their lives were in the hands of the person before them and were instantly terrified. I've said before, you're not worthy. Take me to your chief immediately. Yes, yes. The two men did not dare to refuse and led Yi Chen toward Flying Feather Mountain. At the same time, on an ancient tree in the distance, a shadow appeared. He looked coldly at Yi Chen and the two Flying Feather Clan scouts, a cold smile on his face. Then, the shadow disappeared as if it had never been there. Yi Chen sensed something and looked at the distant ancient tree with a slightly cold gaze. The two men led the way while Yi Chen followed behind. The broken eagle claws were like maggots that grew on their necks, causing them to be extremely nervous. Resistance was futile. A tall mountain gate appeared before them. There were many patrolling guards outside the gate. When they saw Yi Chen and the two men, they looked puzzled. What's going on? One of the patrolling guards asked. The two men did not know what to say. They just wanted to turn their heads to look at Yi Chen behind them. I want to see your chief. The guard revealed an angry expression. Then, he noticed the sharp claws on the two scouts' throats and basically understood the situation. Useless. He scolded the two scouts coldly and then looked at Yi Chen coldly. Who are you? How dare you behave atrociously in the Flying Feather Clan? Are you an evil spirit spy? An evil spirit spy. When Yi Chen heard these words, his gaze swept across the entire Flying Feather Mountain. There were many patrolling teams around, and the management was extremely strict. This told him that all of this was related to the evil spirit. It seemed like the evil spirit's influence in the underworld realm was deep-rooted, far beyond his imagination. I'm a human. Can't you tell? Humph, the evil spirits are fickle. It's easy for them to transform into humans. You talk too much nonsense. Take me to your chief immediately. You're asking for death. The guard's eyes lit up in anger and locked onto Yi Chen. Instantly, the surrounding team surrounded them, and murderous cries rang out. Chapter 21-22. You shall pay the price for blocking my path. Yi Chen knew that these people were wasting time talking. Since they wanted to provoke him, he would teach them a lesson. Master, let me do it. With a roar, a huge saber gleam shot out like a beast soaring into the sky. Then, the saber gleam turned into a huge saber and slashed at the people below. Rumble! The saber pressed down like a mountain falling from the sky, unstoppable. Ah! Many Flying Feather Clan fighters were scared silly when they saw this scene. They released their strongest powers to resist, but even though they had the advantage in numbers, they were like ants under the immortal slaying flying saber's saber gleam. It was not worth mentioning. Boom, boom, boom. The saber gleam pierced through the ground, instantly causing the ground to shake. Mountains and rivers shattered and the sky collapsed. It was as if the world had been reopened. The entire Flying Feather Mountain fell into shock. Ah! Many Flying Feather Clan fighters were sent flying hundreds of meters away by the saber gleam. When they landed, they could not get up. Following that, the flying saber spun back into Yi Chen's body and disappeared without a trace. Such divine might made the Flying Feather Clan feel as if they had seen a god or a demon. They all knelt down. Rumble! The saber gleam caused the entire Flying Feather Mountain to tremble. At this time, there was a shocking explosion. Above the Flying Feather Mountain, powerful netherworld energy swept through the sky and earth, turning into a hurricane that attacked Yi Chen. Who dares to be so presumptuous in the Flying Feather Clan? With a furious roar, a majestic figure stood before the crowd. It was the Flying Feather Clan Elder Council's fifth elder. Yi Chen felt this powerful netherworld energy like a dragon's claw, as if it was about to grab his body. The ancient god might in his body burst out spontaneously. The majestic power shocked the surroundings and the fifth elder's netherworld energy was instantly reduced to ashes. Ah! After landing, the fifth elder was shocked. He was a peak true immortal. That attack earlier was enough to kill a high-level itinerant immortal. However, Yi Chen, a beginner itinerant immortal, was unharmed. This could not be explained. Arrogant brat, you deserve to die. At the same time, another person appeared on the peak. This person was not from the Flying Feather Clan. His entire body was covered in a layer of bronze metal. Even his face was the same. Rumble! A punch blasted out and heaven and earth resonated. Yi Chen frowned. He knew that this person was an expert. He raised his palm toward the sky, causing the wind and clouds to change and lightning to collapse the sky. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. In the time it took for a spark to fly off a flint, the palm print soared into the sky and directly punched that person. The power of both sides clashed in midair, causing the earth to tremble and the air to explode. Countless experts present revealed looks of terror. The person who clashed head-on with Yi Chen was a strongman from the Fire Copper Clan, 1,000 miles northwest of the Flying Feather Clan. This person's strength was comparable to a mystic immortal, but Yi Chen was not at a disadvantage in this palm strike. After the man landed, he glared at Yi Chen coldly. He was also shocked. He sensed Yi Chen's cultivation base. There was no doubt that he was an itinerant immortal. However, how could Yi Chen resist his attack earlier? Why did this person come here? Tiangong Tongzhu, are you alright? The fifth elder asked. How could something happen to me? This kid is quite interesting. Tiangong Tongzhu looked at Yi Chen with a smile, trying to ease the awkwardness. After all, he was determined to kill Yi Chen with that attack, but Yi Chen did not seem to care at all. This was not the situation he wanted to see. He looked at the people around him. They were still in a state of shock. Tiangong Tongzhu was one of the 3 great war gods of the Fire Copper Clan. Not only was his power astonishing, but he was also skilled in forging. He had already made a name for himself after coming to the Flying Feather Clan. Seeing that Yi Ran could fight him was very terrifying. Do you know about the Nether God Temple? Yi Chen asked. The Nether God Temple? Hearing this, the fifth elder and Tiangong Tongzhu both had solemn expressions. They looked at Yi Chen at the same time as if they wanted to know more about Yi Chen. After all, they had not heard from the Nether God Temple for a long time. Who are you? Why are you going to the Nether God Temple? Tiangong Tongzhu asked. I'm Yi Chen, a human. Do you know about the primordial immortal world and the demon martial world? Primordial immortal world? Demon martial world? They were already shocked to hear that Yi Chen wanted to go to the Nether God Temple. Now that these two levels had appeared, they were even more surprised. They re-evaluated Yi Chen. If this person could name these two levels, he was clearly not an ordinary person. Fifth Elder, Brother Tongzhu, let this young man come in. At this moment, a powerful voice shook the void, coming from the depths of Flying Feather Mountain. Hearing this, the two understood the seriousness of the matter. They made an inviting gesture and led Yi Chen to Feather Emperor Palace. Yi Chen followed the two up a long mountain path. He looked around and found that the mountains below were connected to each other. Between each mountain, there were various metal devices that communicated with each other. It could be said that they were closely connected. He looked at Tiangong Tongzhu next to him and could not help but suspect that this was the work of this person. After walking for about 15 minutes, Yi Chen did not know how far he had traveled. This was because every time he moved, it was as if he had entered an illusory space. This might be a formation deliberately designed by the other party to prevent others from knowing the location of Feather Emperor Palace. However, these were all within Yi Chen's consideration. He wanted to see what kind of person this Feather Emperor was. Finally, the three of them walked up Equality Mountain. This was the entrance to Feather Emperor Palace. In front of Equality Mountain was a huge palace gate. Above this palace gate, the words, Feather Emperor Palace, were written. This was the place. Please, Fifth Elder said. Please. Yi Chen walked forward. Waves of pressure swept over. This Feather Emperor Palace was clearly an extremely high place. Its height might far exceed Yi Chen's imagination. He looked around and found that the surrounding environment was rapidly changing. It seemed that this place and the outside world were two different worlds. Rumble! At this moment, the gate of Feather Emperor Palace slowly opened. The powerful pressure swept over Yi Chen's body mercilessly. Ha ha ha! The two behind him sneered. They seemed to think that Yi Chen could not withstand the pressure and would ask for help. Boy, please help us. Without us to reduce the pressure, you can't move an inch above the 9 heavens, Tongzhu said. That's right. Young hero, you're only an itinerant immortal. To be able to walk up to the 9 heavens is already an astonishing talent. It's not embarrassing to ask for help from us, Fifth Elder said. Hearing the two, Yi Chen did not respond. Rumble! Suddenly, Nether God power burst out of Yi Chen's body. The demon's eye flickered, illuminating a path before him. Clack, clack, clack. He stepped onto the path before him. He completely ignored Feather Emperor's might and walked directly toward the main hall. What? The two people behind him were incomparably shocked. Even if it was them, if they wanted to enter Emperor Yu's palace, they would have to take an extremely great risk, and they would even have to be physically and mentally exhausted. However, the person in front of them, his domineering manner, his powerful manner, was not affected in the slightest. Chapter 21-25. The terrifying scene caused the Flying Feather Clan powerhouses to panic. They released their flying feathers, trying to cut off these tentacles. However, their flying feathers were useless against the powerful fused tentacles. It was as if they were attacking an iron plate, and the feathers fell to the ground. What is this monster? It's so difficult to deal with. Everyone looked at Yi Chen, hoping for an answer. At this moment, Yi Chen looked at the monster coldly and saw the evil source of sin. The entire forest was the territory of the evil fountainhead. The evil fountainhead contained extremely powerful evil energy, which made it difficult for Yi Chen to get close to it. If he tried to absorb it, he would be met with a strong rejection. Roar! At this moment, the evil source roared. Instantly, more fused tentacles appeared and attacked everyone as if to destroy them. Immortal Flying Dagger! Yes, Master! The immortal flying dagger flew out, and the sword flashed endlessly, wildly sweeping through the surrounding fused tentacles. The immortal flying dagger had absorbed a lot of vital energy, and its strength had soared. However, when it struck these tentacles, it only created wounds and could not truly sever them. Swish, swish, swish. The wounded tentacles were wrapped in waves of evil energy, and in a few minutes, they had completely recovered. Everyone saw that even Yi Chen's divine weapon could not harm these tentacles. How could they do it? This situation was no longer like going to the underworld god temple. Even walking out of this forest was fraught with difficulties. In the face of such a predicament, Yi Chen coldly locked on to the evil source. The only way to break through was to find the true body of the evil source. At the same time, he also sensed that the evil source was not the only threat in this forest. The shadow that he had sensed before was also slowly approaching. Swish, swish, swish. The shadow kept jumping on the ancient tree, and waves of corpse energy spread around it. Disgusting corpse energy! Yi Chen, what did you say? When everyone heard Yi Chen mention corpse energy, they became inexplicably nervous. At this time, on the ancient tree, the shadow scuttled. The Imperial Evil King's assassination team had arrived. People of the Flying Feather Clan, get out of here! The corpse devourer shouted at the Flying Feather Clan powerhouses from high above. The Flying Feather Clan looked at each other. They did not know what to do. After all, the crisis before them was difficult to resolve, but it was their duty to escort Yi Chen. This conflict put them in a dilemma. Wait for me on the other side of the forest! Yi Chen, say no more. Yes. Those powerhouses also knew that what they were doing was very immoral, but the situation in front of them was really not something they could deal with, so they could only leave. Meanwhile, Yi Chen asked them to leave because he thought that they would be a hindrance. Who are you? Yi Chen, you've killed so many evil spirit powerhouses. Don't you know our names? This emperor has no interest in the name of a dead man. What did you say? The corpse devourer ghost was enraged when it heard this. Gutu, Shedding Bone, and Ugly Smile were the same. They were the generals under the Imperial Evil King, and facing them would only result in death. But the enemy in front of them was looking down on them. How could they tolerate it? You will pay for the death of the Demon Falcon. Demon Falcon, ha ha ha, that idiot has no right to mention it in front of this emperor. Kill. Corpse Eater Ghost gave the order to kill. Slicing Bone, Hooking Head, and Ugly Smile attacked at the same time. It was clear that they wanted to end this battle quickly. Boom, boom, boom. At this moment, the tentacles under the ground were even more restless. Yi Chen realized that the evil general and the evil source might not be of the same origin. They might not cooperate with each other, and might even compete or kill each other. This was an opportunity that Yi Chen could take advantage of. Decapitation form. Gutu appeared and wielded two scythes in his hands. Evil power immediately appeared. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The two scythes danced like a gust of wind. Each move was a sure kill form. However, within this killing net, Yi Chen used the 9 heavens treading steps and occupied the position of the 7 stars. He could move freely and was not restricted at all. Slashing Bone kill. Seeing that Gutu's attack had failed, Slicing Bone followed up. As he waved the Slicing Bone blade in his hand, waves of blade gleams turned into a gale that swept toward Yi Chen. Night Demon Armor. With a summon, the night demon armor appeared. Its entire body was covered in black gold glaze. The night demon armor could already merge with Yi Chen's 2-star ancient god bloodline, turning into black gold armor that was impregnable. Clang, clang, clang. The blade gleams and gales attacked the armor, but the blade gleams shattered without any effect. Die for this, General! Cho Xiao flew out. The mask on his face constantly changed into various clown shapes. These clowns all revealed strange smiles that shocked one's soul. This was one of Cho Xiao's methods of killing enemies. He used these clown masks to create mental panic and then kill when the opponent's mental defense was lack. However, Yi Chen cultivated the ancient God Heart method. Coupled with his own martial will, he was unbelievably strong. No matter how many times Cho Xiao changed the clown mask, he always faced Yi Chen with a cold expression. The situation instantly fell into a stalemate. D***MN. Cho Xiao was helpless. The daggers in his hands were unsheathed and thrown at Yi Chen. These daggers were controlled by the clown mask. In an instant, dozens of clown masks appeared in the sky and dozens of deadly daggers attacked at the same time. Still haven't realized it? At this moment, Yi Chen's eyes turned cold. The night demon armor released black light. The surrounding space fell into the control of the black light, forming a black-gold domain. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh! The daggers rushed into the black-gold domain and instantly froze in mid-air. What? When the members of the assassination group saw this scene, they all revealed shocked expressions. These daggers contained the super-strong psychic energy of the clown mask. How could they automatically freeze in mid-air? No one knew what was going on. At this moment, the corpse-eater ghoul could no longer sit still. Attack together! He gave a group kill order. The corpse-eater ghoul, Cho Xiao, Slashbone, and Hookhead released their great divinity at the same time, wanting to crush the enemy before them. Whoosh! At this moment, there was a sound of the Heavenly Emperor's sword being unsheathed. Zap, zap, zap! The sword gleam flickered, dazzling the eyes. One sword moves through the 19 prefectures, 1,000-mile kill without leaving a trace. Yi Chen controlled the sword with divine will. Wherever his divine will was, the sword would be. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh! Countless streams of sword qi appeared on the tip of the sword. In the blink of an eye, the sword qi whizzed past, and everything on the battlefield became so quiet. It was as if everything had frozen and stopped its trajectory. Boom, boom, boom. Subsequently, an earth-shattering explosion sounded behind him. Countless peaks and countless ancient trees of time collapsed instantly and were annihilated. Wherever the sword qi passed, flowing lights flickered like a mirage. In it, the 4 great killers stood like statues, their expressions frozen. Chapter 21-26. Hiss, hiss, hiss! As the flowing light ended, so did the explosive force behind him. The bodies of the 4 generals within the flowing light became extremely stiff. Kacha, kacha, kacha! Following that, the sound of shattering rang out incessantly. The bodies of the 4 generals all turned into black gold fragments that shattered and fell to the ground. Ah! The Flying Feather clan members watching from afar were completely stunned. Was the cultivator before them still human? His strength was so strong that it had exceeded the upper limit of their imagination. Back in the Flying Feather clan, it was already a shocking feat to face the 5th Elder and Tiangong Tongzhu alone. Now, a single sword swept through the 19 prefectures, killing without mercy. The terrifying Imperial Demon King's 4 generals had been killed with a single sword strike. How domineering! He's too powerful. He's like a god. I've never seen someone like this before. He might really be able to unlock the secret of the underworld god temple. Many of the surviving experts let out exclamations of surprise. At this moment, Yi Chen was not smiling because it was not the end. Although the 4 generals had been eliminated, the evil source was still eyeing him. Evil creature, you've seen this emperor's might. Get out of my sight. Yi Chen shouted at the evil source forcefully. Roar. At this moment, the evil source roared at the sky and then dove into the ley line, disappearing without a trace. Yi Chen's eyes were slightly cold. This was too simple. Suddenly, he saw some corpse fragments being taken away by the evil source. Go! Yi Chen swung his sword again, following closely behind the evil source. However, the terrain in the ley line was complicated. Countless tentacles shot out at the same time to resist Yi Chen's sword. That's great, Senior Yi. We had eyes but failed to recognize you. Please forgive us. Yes, we shouldn't have called you by your name. You're from a different world from us. Yes, we'll rely on Senior Yi from now on. The Flying Feather Clan combatants came forward to flatter him, but Yi Chen ignored them. He sensed the black gold fragments on the ground. The corpse fragments that were taken away belonged to the corpse devourer ghoul. Connecting this to the powerful corpse energy released by the corpse devourer ghoul in battle, this person might have the ability to regenerate. However, there was no need to care about this. Yi Chen only wanted to hurry to the underworld god temple and understand what had happened. Go. Yes. The group once again mounted the flying birds and flew toward the underworld god hall. In the depths of the earth vein, in an underground palace, a ball of black matter sat on the throne, constantly evolving into various forms. In the end, it stabilized into a green ball. Corpse Eater Ghost. A low voice rang out. It came from the face of the ball. Kacha, kacha, kacha. Suddenly, the corpse devourer ghost fragments on the ground began to move one after another. However, their biological components were sealed by black gold glass, so they couldn't rely on their own abilities to regain activity. The fragments kept vibrating, as if they wanted to break the seal of the black and gold glass, but they couldn't. Go! The green ball released 6 tentacles and attached them to the fragment. Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. Streams of green liquid were infused into the shards, and the liquid began to corrode the black gold glaze. Damn it, he's actually so tenacious. Seeing the black gold-colored glass continuously resisting the corrosion of the green liquid, the ball was extremely furious. At this moment, the corpse devourer ghost's fragments began to devour the green liquid. After 6 hours, the corpse fragments were completely covered by the green liquid. As the black gold glaze had been around for too long without any active substances, it had lost its activity. Under the corrosion of the green liquid, it finally degenerated and dissipated in the air. Finally done. On the surface of the green ball, a big mouth revealed a slight sneer. Then, the corpse fragments of the corpse devourer ghost began to dissolve, turning into a green liquid substance like a slime. Ah! The slime let out an angry roar, that was the manifestation of the unwillingness and anger of the corpse devourer ghost. Corpse devourer ghost, you shouldn't have come to the evil source's territory. Lord Evil Source, I'm only carrying out the Imperial Evil King's orders, please forgive me. Humph, the 4 generals under the Imperial Evil King were actually killed by that person with a single slash. What a pity! Lord Evil Source, this was all a moment of carelessness on our part. It has nothing to do with the Imperial Evil King's great prestige. Ha ha ha, such loyal dogs, what did the Imperial Evil King instill in you? You. The corpse devourer ghost was enraged and wanted to fight back, but it was currently completely under the control of the evil source. If it wanted to resurrect, it needed the power of the evil source, so how could it fight back? The evil source looked at the corpse devourer ghost that was angry but did not dare to do anything and smirked. Hiss, hiss, hiss. Suddenly, the evil source transformed again, directly into a human form. There were 2 green horns on its head, scales all over its body, a pair of wings on its back, and its limbs were in the form of arthropods, like a large flying insect. Hee, corpse devourer ghost, take this as the evil source giving face to the Imperial Evil King. Resurrect. The evil source released energy into the slime, and the corpse devourer ghost's form broke out of the slime. At the moment the corpse devourer ghost was green all over, it had already been infiltrated by the green slime. However, being able to resurrect under Yi Chen's sword was already a great blessing. What else could it ask for? Lord Evil Source, are you really not worried about Yi Chen going to the Underworld God Temple? Humph, he's just a reckless human brat. Before the Evil Source, only death awaits him. Then, has the Evil Source successfully corrupted the Underworld God in the Underworld God Temple? Suddenly, the Evil Source's cold eyes locked onto the corpse devourer ghost. Instantly, a cold, murderous aura invaded the back of the corpse devourer ghost. The terrifying aura forced it to continuously retreat. Know your place and status. Scram. Yes. The corpse devourer hurriedly bowed, then flew out of the underground palace. The Evil Source stretched out a finger and released a drop of green liquid. Following that, the drop of liquid entered the ley line and quickly spread toward the Underworld God Temple. After leaving the Underworld Forest, Yi Chen and the others rode on the flying bird and traveled tens of thousands of miles. The terrain below was very complicated, but Yi Chen could see the situation in the ley line of the Underworld Forest. It was obvious that the mountains and rivers here had been corrupted by the Evil Source. Based on this, was the Underworld God Temple really fallen? Thinking back to what the Feather Emperor had said and connecting it with the current situation, Yi Chen could not help but speculate in the worst-case scenario. The Underworld God can't be corrupted by a monster of this level. There must be some truth that I haven't discovered. Yi Chen let the Flying Feather Clan continue to speed up the flying bird. He wanted to reach the Underworld God Temple as soon as possible. The corpse devourer returned to the Imperial Evil King's palace and reported the failure of the assassination. D****. The Imperial Evil King was enraged and punched the corpse devourer. Instantly, mouthfuls of green blood spurted from its mouth. Chapter 21-27. Humph, you don't even know that you've been possessed. The ghoul looked at its own body, but it was under the control of the Evil Source. Its consciousness prevented it from seeing any useful information. It was completely trapped in the range that the Evil Source had set for it. The Imperial Demon King's eyes glowed red. Suddenly, waves of strange, evil energy were infused into the ghoul's body and traveled through its meridians. Boom, boom, boom. Following that, the ghoul's body went into a state of self-destruction. Blood flowed out, but the blood that flowed out was all green. It was just that the ghoul could not see it. Seeing this scene, everyone was shocked. They could not imagine what had happened to the ghoul's body to cause it to become like this. Bone-weaving spell, rise. The Imperial Demon King released his power and the ghoul's body floated in the air. Following that, the meridians in its body became visible. They were all green. This was a sign that the Evil Source had entered its meridians. The Evil Source's power is really powerful. The king calculated in his heart and then activated the spell again. The ghoul's body trembled and kept releasing poisonous blood. It screamed in pain. The ghoul felt like it had fallen into the flames of hell. The pain penetrated deep into its bones. It felt like its body was being devoured by someone for the first time. No. With a final scream, the ghoul could not escape its control and began to fight back. The Imperial Demon King was furious. The bone-weaving spell forcefully generated evil energy. In the blink of an eye, the ghoul's meridians were severed and it became a cripple. When the crowd saw this, they were all shocked. Imperial Demon King, is this person infected by the Evil Source? A powerhouse asked. Yes. The poisonous blood in the ghoul's body has entered its bones. It's incurable. I'm just freeing it from the Evil Source's control. Yes. Everyone bowed. Looking at the ghoul's form, they remembered how powerful the Evil Source was. They must not go near it. After breaking through the underworld forest and traveling for thousands of miles, Yi Chen finally arrived at the outskirts of the Dark God Temple. The aura here was even more strange and unpredictable. Countless withered ancient trees stood tall, and birds covered in black feathers stood on them, constantly pecking at the trunks of the ancient trees. They looked like crows, but their beaks emitted a dark aura, and their sharp teeth even flickered. Squeak, squeak, squeak! The strange birds shrieked when they saw Yi Chen, as if they had seen an intruder. The screams resounded throughout the area, stirring up a sinister wind and causing the ground to tremble. Waves of evil energy rushed out of the ground and turned into a black mist that surrounded Yi Chen. "How dare you be rude before the Emperor?" Yi Chen bent his fingers slightly. Waves of thunder divine power gathered in his palm. It was the divine thunder of heavenly tribulation. "Go!" As soon as the order was given, divine lightning shot out and instantly locked onto the black fog in front of them. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle! As the lightning struck, the black fog continued to change its form. After being struck by the divine lightning, it finally revealed its true form. It turned out to be a group of flying insects. These flying insects were extremely small, and when they gathered together, they formed the shape of a black fog. Squeak, squeak, squeak! After being electrocuted by Yi Chen, these flying insects revealed a frenzied expression and charged toward Yi Chen. "Come on!" Facing the invasion of the infinite winged insects, Yi Chen gathered all the immortal power in his body. Balls of immortal fire erupted, burning heaven and earth and roasting the surroundings. Chi, chi, chi! After coming into contact with the immortal fire, all the flying insects were crushed into pieces and burned to ashes. After burning these black fog flying insects, Yi Chen continued forward. A huge peak appeared in front of him. At the same time, there were countless rift valleys. These landforms were very strange. At a glance, Yi Chen seemed to be hiding some secret. However, this was not his goal. He was here to find out the truth about the god of the underworld. Boom, boom, boom! Suddenly, in the rift valley ahead, evil energy shot into the sky and black energy filled the ground. A huge skeletal hand suddenly appeared on the rock wall, followed by its head, shoulders, and body. Roar! The skeletal giant roared at Yi Chen. The roar caused a strong airflow and attacked Yi Chen with waves of corrosive energy. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh! Yi Chen's immortal fire surrounded him. All kinds of corrosive energy were burned by the flames to no avail. Invading the underworld god temple. D***eminent. Hearing this, Yi Chen took a closer look at the skeletal giant before him. There was actually nether energy gathering in its bone marrow. However, it was not nether energy that controlled this skeletal giant but evil energy. This meant that this skeletal giant was very likely the guardian of the underworld god temple. In the end, it was infected by the evil source and turned into its current form. Relying on the obsession when it was alive, it still thought that it had always been guarding the underworld god temple. However, it was only a slave of the evil source. "Do you still remember who you are?" Yi Chen asked coldly. Roar! The skeletal giant roared and looked at Yi Chen with a puzzled expression. "I'm the guardian of this underworld god temple. Leave now or die. Right now you are no longer a guardian but a zombie. You." The skeletal giant roared again and waved its sharp claws at Yi Chen. Clang! However, Yi Chen raised his head slightly. A huge shadow of an arm appeared in front of him and blocked the giant claws. "Since you have lost your nature, this emperor will free you." "Damn it!" the skeletal giant roared. In the sky, lightning flashed and thunder rumbled. Countless poisonous fog rose. Following that, the poisonous fog surrounded the skeletal giant's body. This was a kind of defense and at the same time a method of attack. However, it was useless against Yi Chen. The ancient god's body was immune to all poisons. Kill! Yi Chen held the heavenly emperor's sword and flew up, slashing at the skeletal giant's head. Skeleton roar! The skeletal giant opened its huge mouth and let out a fatal roar at Yi Chen. Countless poisonous fog attacked Yi Chen in the roar like a destructive will-o'-the-wisp between heaven and earth. With a cold shout, the ancient god's body exploded with powerful might. Waves of ancient god power formed an air shield in front of him. Yi Chen used the Heavenly Emperor Sword Judgment Order. Heavenly Emperor Order, Mortal Sword Revolution. With a swing of the sword energy spun for thousands of miles, cutting through 9 layers of dried bones. Kacha, kacha, kacha. Countless dried bones were crushed by the cutting storm. Only the unwilling eyes of the skeletal giant were still staring at Yi Chen. Destroy. With a destroy sound, the cutting storm swept through the skeletal giant's body. All the dried bones turned into powder and scattered between heaven and earth. Rumble. The rift collapsed. Yi Chen flew to the other side and sighed when he saw the skeletal giant falling into the abyss. Underworld God Temple, this emperor is coming. He flew on his sword and soared into the sky. The underworld god mountain stood before him like a heavenly pillar. The wind blew and the sword energy whistled. Yi Chen could see thousands of miles with his eyes and see through the clouds. Chapter 21-28. Yi Chen has entered the Nether God Temple's territory. The truth about the Nether God Hall will make him shrink back. This person is abnormal and cannot be discussed together with the other ordinary geniuses. We have to make thorough preparations. With the power of the Nether deity, the rise of the evil spirits will come. Ha ha ha! In the Nether God Temple, strange laughter echoed. In the center, the scene of Yi Chen moving forward was being broadcasted. On the underworld God Mountain, there was a hidden path. Yi Chen walked on the path and approached the dark God Temple step by step. In the environment before him, he could sense many different kinds of evil energy mixed together, and it was difficult to distinguish them. The path of the Nether God. At this moment, a voice rang out and entered Yi Chen's ears. The voice seemed to have some sort of magical power, causing Yi Chen's entire body to go numb. Yi Chen lifted his head and saw 3 underworld heavenly generals appearing out of thin air. Invading the Nether God Hall means death. A mountain of withered bones, one more for you. The path to hell opens for you. The eyes of the 3 generals in front of Yi Chen were filled with evil thoughts. Clearly, they were completely different from the warriors Yi Chen had seen in the underworld. These people were the ones controlled by the evil origin. Allowing yourself to be controlled by the evil source, how pitiful! Yi Chen said. Ah! The 3 of them laughed out loud at the same time. This was not what they wanted to do, but their bodies were already under the control of the evil powers, and they could not control themselves. Kill! They shouted in unison. Their battle cries shook the heavens as they swung their claws. Together with the evil energy on the ground, they swept toward Yi Chen. Zzz. The high-frequency evil voice kept invading Yi Chen's ears, further affecting his mind. Eye of the Demon. Zzz. Demon Yen Kai's nether divine power exploded. The Nether God's shadow appeared behind Yi Chen. The 3 generals' killer moves were affected by the Nether God's shadow. They actually stopped. The 3 of them looked at the shadow of the Nether God with puzzled expressions. This was the last of their will to fight against the evil source. However, these expressions soon disappeared. Under the control of the evil source, no one could escape. Kill. The 3 of them attacked again. I'll let you, the god of the underworld, give you the final liberation. The demon eye released a super high-energy underworld deity ray, instantly piercing through the bodies of the 3 people. Accompanied by cries of pain, the 3 exploded and died at the same time. Yi Chen lifted the restriction and looked up into the sky. Waves of dark energy were still converging and evolving into the form of an evil king. I am the last evil king. By entering the underworld God Mountain, you have already lost your chance of survival. The evil spirits are cunning. How is Osiris now? Ha ha! What do you think? Damn it! Yi Chen opened his eyes and pointed the spirit-snatching finger of life in front of him. Zzz. Instantly, a piercing power that could destroy everything rushed towards the last evil king. However, the other party didn't back down at all and sent out a palm strike. Their fingers and palms clashed, and a powerful shockwave swept the entire area. Emocie directly exploded, and it turned out that it was just an illusion. Yi Chen, the lord of the underworld, is already asleep. You don't have the ability to wake him up. That might not be the case. Yi Chen's cold eyes locked onto the place where the energy had left. Then, he pointed his sword again. Unstoppable killing intent. Roar! However, the dragon chi shook the sky and the sword light moved swiftly, instantly locking onto the last evil king's energy. Hibernate? Although he didn't kill the last evil king, what did he mean by hibernate? Could it be that the Lord of the Underworld was controlled by the evil origin and had fallen into a deep sleep? This didn't make sense. After all, what kind of person was the Lord of the Underworld? He was a god-level existence, and should not be controlled by the evil origin. Yi Chen couldn't figure out what had happened. Only by meeting the Lord of the Underworld would he know the truth. I don't care what you're up to. Since you've offended me, I'll kill you all. Anger rose in his heart. Riding the wind, Yi Chen headed straight to the highest point of the Underworld God Mountain. On the peak, the Underworld's power began to show signs. Yi Chen had the demon's eye and the origin of darkness, so he was extremely sensitive to the Underworld's power. He instantly locked onto a location. Go! Yi Chen activated the power of the origin of darkness, instantly creating a hidden passage for himself, and rushed toward the source of the Underworld's power. However, under the control of the evil origin, everything here could not escape his eyes. Release the evil worms and follow him, a person said in the darkness. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Countless evil worms entered the ley line and followed Yi Chen's path. Yi Chen followed his senses and came before an ancient mountain. On this mountain, there was a cave door. The Underworld God Cave. Looking at the cave in front of him, Yi Chen immediately recognized its name. Then, he sensed the power distribution inside and found that there was no powerful evil power around. It was obvious that this was a place that the evil origin had overlooked. How do I open it? Yi Chen looked at the cave door and found a demon eye totem imprint. Could it be? He opened the demon eye again and a beam of demonic light shot toward the imprint. Hiss, hiss, hiss. As the demon eye's energy was infused into the demon eye totem, the door slowly opened. Looking at the dark and shadowless cave, Yi Chen didn't think much and jumped in. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. At the same time, evil worms surged into the ley line. Yi Chen followed the cave and came to a place that looked like a temple. Here Yi Chen saw a tall statue. He came before the statue and looked around. Hiss, hiss, hiss. Suddenly, the statue's eyes emitted light. Yi Chen saw spots of light appear under his feet. He quickly dodged and dodged. As the light shone down, the ground cracked, the void shook, and the powerful energy destroyed everything. Hiss, hiss, hiss. Countless evil worms in the ley line were killed in one hit. These evil worms are... Yi Chen immediately realized that he was being followed. It seemed that although he controlled the Underworld God Temple, the evil origin had information that he didn't know. They must have followed him because they thought that he had mastered something or they had observed the god of the Underworld's guidance. Now that the evil worms are destroyed, can you show yourself? Yi Chen looked at the statue and asked. The energy inside the statue was activated again and a shadow appeared before Yi Chen. I didn't expect it to be you. The shadow immediately reminded Yi Chen of the god of the Underworld's shadow that he saw in the Underworld. I didn't expect the famous god of the Underworld to need my help. Yi Chen sneered. Heavenly Emperor Yi Chen. So you know my identity very well. I once went to the heavenly realm and wanted to challenge you, but things didn't go according to plan. Cut the crap. Where is your real body? What happened in the Underworld God realm? The evil origin has already seeped into every inch of the underworld god mountain. Only by freeing the god of the underworld can we stop this catastrophe. Freeing the god of the underworld. Chapter 21-29. The statue in front of Yi Chen was telling him that he needed to unseal the god of the underworld. Clearly, the god of the underworld had fallen into some kind of seal. Where is the nether god? How do I undo the seal? Yi Chen asked. The shadow of the nether god appeared on the statue again. You've inherited the infernal god's fiend eye and the origin of darkness. You can receive everything from the infernal god. I'll transmit my consciousness to you. Yi Chen watched as the statue condensed a powerful stream of consciousness. Should he accept it or reject it? Faced with such a choice, Yi Chen's eyes turned slightly cold. He instantly sensed the powerful nether god's energy in the stream of consciousness. It was definitely the nether god's consciousness. Alright. Yi Chen closed his eyes slightly and opened his demon eye. Streams of consciousness flowed into his head. Yi Chen's psyche was greatly impacted by the powerful consciousness, but with the protection of the ancient god power, nothing could hurt him. After receiving the nether god's consciousness, Yi Chen immediately sensed the nether god's apparition appearing in his mind. It was just a figure, but it contained boundless nether deity power. With the demon's eye and the origin of darkness, Yi Chen had no problem accepting this stream of consciousness. As the stream of consciousness entered Yi Chen's body, the statue before him showed signs of crumbling. Kacha, kacha, kacha. In the end, the statue before him turned into dust and all the energy entered Yi Chen's body. At this moment, there were sounds of restlessness coming from the outside passage. Yi Chen immediately realized that someone had followed them in. Several dark power warlords appeared and surrounded Yi Chen. Ignorant human, you want to unseal the god of the underworld? I'll kill you first. Oh! Yi Chen looked coldly at the people behind him. They were 3 dark energy warlords. Their strength was at true immortal level. Their dark energy was rampant and their faces were terrifying. Kill. The 3 of them attacked at the same time, working together as if they were one person. This ability, coupled with his dark energy divine ability, could easily deal with a pinnacle perfected immortal. Yi Chen, die. You want to die? As you wish. Yi Chen flashed and a lotus appeared under his feet. With the 9 heaven steps and his divine power, he advanced rapidly and created many illusions. Where did he go? The 3 of them supported each other, but they still could not locate Yi Chen's position. It was clear how fast Yi Chen was. Kill. The 3 of them were enraged. They unleashed their evil abilities in a frenzy, and the entire maze was on the verge of collapsing. Boom, boom, boom. Space cracked and mountains crumbled. Boundless evil energy filled the space between heaven and earth, as if a demon was dancing wildly, insufferably arrogant. Sky Snake, furious roar. Yi Chen scoffed. Dark force surged behind him. Sky Serpent and Fury Dragon appeared at the same time. Zzz. The moment the roar appeared, the surrounding space instantly changed. Although the 3 of them had great teamwork, every move and every attack missed. It was as if they were hitting thin air. They could not find Yi Chen at all. Why? How could he possibly escape from our formation? This person is extremely strange, we can't be careless. I think it's better to use the ultimate move. The 3 of them looked at each other, and in desperation, they unleashed their dark powers. At the same time, they flew up to the 9th heaven. The evil energy in the surroundings began to gather around the 3 of them. The 3 perfected immortals wanted to unleash their killing power and completely destroy Yi Chen in this space. Roar. At this moment, Sky Snake let out a roar, and the airflow in the surrounding space began to gather towards Sky Snake's position. Even the evil energy in the surroundings was the same. Dark energy gathered, and the wind and clouds in the sky surged. Sky Serpent's mouth was like a bottomless abyss, mercilessly absorbing evil energy. Impossible! In the eyes of the three, Yi Chen was only an itinerant immortal. Forcefully absorbing the evil energy was equivalent to courting death. However, Yi Chen absorbed the evil energy effortlessly. After obtaining the stream of consciousness of the Nether God, Yi Chen's cultivation base rose to another level. Now, the power in his body was violent and abnormal. His meridians were like an infinite space, storing energy was too easy. Evil creation. After the stream of consciousness of the Nether God, Yi Chen's primordial spirit had risen to an unimaginable level. Now, analyzing the evil power before him was too easy. After analyzing the evil energy thoroughly, Yi Chen even created his own power. This was the experience and power that the Heavenly Emperor had accumulated for tens of thousands of years. How could ordinary people compare? Evil sword immortal, myriad sword evil worm. It turned out that when Yi Chen destroyed those evil worms, he had already analyzed their operating rules. Now, with the powerful evil energy he had absorbed, he created the evil sword form before him. Impossible! The three of them were dumbfounded. This kind of evil power, even they thought was very advanced. How could Yi Chen use it? This person is human. He can't cultivate our evil power. What's going on? Could it be the most terrifying reason? This person created his own power. The three evil power generals were also trembling. They looked at the person before them as if the god of the underworld himself had arrived, as if the Lord of Evil had arrived. Such majesty made the three of them feel weak at the knees, on the verge of collapse. This is the order of the last vile king. If we don't complete it, we'll die. We'll complete the mission with our lives. Yes. The three of them cast aside life and death at the same time, unleashing the most powerful evil power of the true immortal laws. 3 cycles, evil power engulfs the sky. Forcefully breaking the core of his evil power, his blood and energy rushed toward a bloody ball in the sky. All the energy fused into the snowball. Boundless power engulfed the sky, powerful and unparalleled. Kill. The vast bloody evil power formed a strangulation storm and descended, automatically tracking Yi Chen's position. There was nowhere to hide. Ha, thank you very much. Ah! Just when the ultimate destruction was about to come, Yi Chen said something shocking. Who could compare to such courage? Behind Yi Chen, the heavenly snake coiled around the wrath of fury, forming the black tortoise form. Roar. The wrath of fury and the heavenly snake roared at the same time. Spatial force and devouring power erupted at the same time. In Yi Chen's meridians, the ancient god power circulated rapidly. Following that, the power turned into black and gold glaze and fused into the black tortoise form. Suddenly, the heavenly snake's body was covered in black and gold glaze. All its bones and blood vessels rose at the same time. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The bloody evil power ball in the sky moved uncontrollably toward the wrath of fury and the heavenly snake. In front of the wrath of fury and the heavenly snake, a huge black hole appeared. The bloody magic ball gradually moved toward the flat surface and then sank into it. No way. At this moment, the three of them completely lost the ability to think. How could they have imagined that Yi Chen would dare to directly devour their power of destruction? How did he have the ability to do so? What they saw was like a fantasy. Their minds were blank. Hiss, hiss, hiss. The dark blood-colored magic orbs were all submerged into the void plane. Damn it! The three of them wanted to fight back, but Yi Chen would not give them the chance. You useless people, it's time to end this. At this time, the heavenly snake roared again. Hexagonal black holes appeared next to their mouths again. Following that, the black holes shot out bloody evil power rays. End of this chapter. Chapter 2130. ZZZ. Under the powerful impact of the energy, the three of them fell into the blood-colored vortex. Boom, boom, boom. Then, a powerful force instantly destroyed the three people's bodies. Up in the sky, the bodies of the three exploded rapidly. As they fell, they turned into various kinds of evil energy that flew away. Yi Chen flew up to the 9 heavens and appeared outside the cave. At this moment, the evil spirit army was in front of him. Ha ha ha, Yi Chen, you're finally out. Wild laughter shook the sky, majestic and rare. The one facing Yi Chen was the last evil king. Who are you? I am Mo Xie Wang, and today, I will take your life. The last evil king's entire body released evil energy, and he was on a completely different level from the evil generals who were fighting before. He was like an unparalleled demon king, and he was the only one in the world. In the face of such an opponent, Yi Chen only sneered. Whether it was the last evil king or the 3 generals, they were all the same in his eyes. Before the heavenly emperor, no one was a match. Before this king, no one could do it so easily. Doom Evil King's eyes turned cold. The evil energy in his body gathered into a stream. Then, it transformed into a pair of wings that covered the sky and charged at Yi Chen. Alright. Many Darksiders cheered, thinking that Yi Chen would definitely die. The surrounding winds raged, and the sun and moon dimmed. The sharp blade in the apocalypse Evil King's hand locked onto Yi Chen's throat. The blade gleamed and stabbed without leaving a sound. Go! Yi Chen glared at him coldly. Sword Chi activated and 3 sword gleams shot out to counter the Doom Evil King. Clang, clang, clang. Sword Chi and blade radiance from both sides clashed rapidly in the sky. Do you know this king's strength? So what if you're a profound immortal? Before becoming an emperor, your cultivation is nothing. If you want to kill me, then show me your true ability. As you wish. This was the first time Apocalypse King had met such an arrogant person. How could a lowly human act so arrogantly in front of him? Evil God Wind, evil blade flow. With a cold shout, the demonic saber Lung Feng in his hand glowed with a crimson light once again. A boundless radiance shot up to the sky, locking onto the opponent before him. These saber gleams were not just saber gleams. They formed a saber net between each other, sealing off all of Yi Chen's possible escape routes. No one could escape from the evil king Mo Xie. Boundless might, collapsing mountains and rocks, shaking the heavens and earth. Roar! The saber net actually transformed into the shadow of a falcon, rushing over to kill. Kill. Facing such a sharp saber gleam, Yi Chen's brows furrowed. His sword Qi was activated, and the heavenly emperor's sword was unsheathed. Kill. He held the heavenly Dharch sword in his hand and imbued the ancient god power into it. Then, he slashed out with his sword. Clang! The falcon's beak instantly caught the blade of the sword, and the 2 sides were in a deadlock in the air. Ha ha ha! As Doomsday Evil King laughed, violent evil energy gathered on his eagle wings, stirring up the wind and clouds. Hoo! A strong gust of wind swept over, trying to make Yi Chen lose his balance. Yi Chen's body spun and he swung his sword again. So. One sword turned into 10,000 swords, and the 10,000 swords weaved into a sword net. At the same time, it took on the shape of a dragon. Roar! The giant dragon roared and charged at the eagle shadow. The sword net and saber net from both sides exploded at the same time. Boom, boom, boom. All Yi Chen could see was the explosion of energy. Between heaven and earth, there was not the slightest bit of light. Under the chaos, the eagle's cold eyes locked onto Yi Chen. However, as it waved its sharp claws, Yi Chen had already disappeared. Nuqi released the law of space. Everything in the surroundings was under Yi Chen's control. All the falcon's evil energy was evaded. Damn it! Doomsday Evil King was enraged. The evil energy in his body surged again, 100 times stronger than before. Sky Luo form, evil sword kill! Hiss hiss hiss. The surrounding space was rapidly destroyed, destroying the law of space. At the same time, Doomsday Evil King transformed into the Sky Luo form. The wings on his back opened, as if the gates of hell had opened. Kill. The evil sword turned into an evil dragon, roaring and charging again. Ha ha, good timing. As Yi Chen laughed, the origin of darkness in his body transformed into the form of new Qi. It was new Qi devouring dragon. Roar. The huge body of new Qi was like the sun and moon, swallowing everything. Impossible. Seeing that his killing dragon was swallowed by new Qi, Doomsday Evil King was furious. The surrounding demon generals all attacked. Kill. Doomsday Evil King sent out his consciousness and charged at the 10 demon generals. Instantly, all the demon generals transformed into Doomsday Evil King's form. The 10 Doomsday Evil Kings faced Yi Chen at the same time. Ha ha ha, between heaven and earth, I am the only one. Doomsday Evil King controlled the 10 phantoms. His crazy state was unparalleled. Evil sword flow, boundless destruction. Yi Chen was surrounded by 8 directions. It was like a flood, like the sun and moon sinking. Boundless evil energy was completely sealed. The 10 Doomsday Evil Kings attacked at the same time. Evil energy exploded in the sky. Unparalleled ancient god. Facing the unavoidable power, Yi Chen was fearless. Once again, he exploded with the ancient god's might. Heavenly Emperor body. Boom, boom, boom. The evil energy exploded in the sky, attacking Yi Chen's ancient god body. The majestic ancient god shadow appeared behind Yi Chen. All the evil energy was blocked by the ancient god shadow. What? Doomsday Evil King was shocked again. The person in front of him could not be judged with ordinary thinking. Activate the formation. Yes. The order was given. The surrounding space trembled rapidly. Under the ground, countless evil energy pillars rose from the ground. It was like a ceiling peak, unfathomable. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The evil energy was blazing, heaven and earth did not exist. Yi Chen's body emitted the ancient god's light. He was like an ancient Pangu. Power of the stars in the sky, return. The ancient god's shadow reached out to the sky. The star-picking palm absorbed endless power of the stars and infused it into the ancient god body. Ah! As he roared, the ancient god opened his mouth. Endless power of the stars was like a flood roaring through the world. Boom, boom, boom. The surrounding space exploded again. The ancient god's might was unstoppable. The 10 emperor shadows exploded at the same time. Boom, boom, boom. Countless evil energy fragments fell to the ground. Doomsday Evil King's wings opened. All the fragments turned into pure evil energy and returned to his body. Yi Chen, you can't escape from my control. Die. Doomsday Evil King ordered. The 10 evil energy pillars between heaven and earth exploded with endless power. They turned into 10 chains and attacked Yi Chen. Ha ha ha, you can't escape. His wings kept vibrating. The evil energy blasted on the chains. The ancient god shadow behind Yi Chen was slowly wrapped up by the chains. How is it? Clang, clang, clang. The ancient god stirred the wind and clouds but could not escape from the chains. The evil energy covered the sky and the killing light covered the ground. There was only death before him. Yi Chen, you're dead. The evil blade faced the sky and absorbed endless evil energy. Together with the evil energy chains, Doomsday Evil King wanted to destroy the ancient god shadow before him. Is that so? Yi Chen replied coldly. His cold eyes were also locked on Doomsday Evil King. The battle between the two powerhouses had finally come to an end. Unparalleled ancient god, supreme Dharma form. Yi Chen roared. Between heaven and earth, the stars turned into a pair of wings. The ancient god shadow flew into the sky. The Demon Nanny in the City. Chapter will continue to be updated in the new Sea of Book. There will be no advertisements. Please bookmark and recommend the new Sea of Books. The Demon Nanny in the City. Chapter will continue to be updated in the new Sea of Books. There will be no advertisements. Please bookmark and recommend the new Sea of Books. Chapter 2131. Cung, cung, cung. 10 chains tightly bound the ancient god's huge body, like a dragon swimming in shallow water, a tiger falling to the plains. Evil King revealed an evil smile. The evil blade in his hand pointed at the ancient god's shadow. The 10 chains released evil light. At this moment, he was going to end the battle. Zila, zila, zila. Suddenly, on the chains, countless golden lightning appeared. The chains quickly shook, giving off strange sounds. Evil King frowned, his heart trembled. He seemed to feel an extremely unusual power stirring. He suddenly looked at the ancient god's shadow. At this moment, the ancient god's body was covered in black gold glass. A demon's eye actually appeared on his forehead. Not a god, not a demon, not a saint, not a demon. ZZZ. Waves of extremely strong energy gathered in the demon's eye. This was the power of the gods and demons, the light of the Reaper. God's judgment, ghost door. Rumble. The demon's eye actually summoned the most terrifying, mysterious ghost door. Waves of indescribably violent energy were continuously released from the Gueluo gate. When the 10 chains came into contact with this energy, they were instantly turned into powder and vanished in a puff of smoke. What is this? Evil King was shocked. He immediately realized that he had provoked an incomprehensible existence. Now it was not him who wanted to kill the god, but to survive, he had to bring out his strongest form. Zila, zila, zila. Strange lightning filled all directions on the ground. Countless evil energy warriors exploded on the spot, blood flowing like rivers. Countless evil spirit warriors, their legs uncontrollably retreated. This was a battle of the soul. Their minds were dispirited. Too terrifying. Is this person a god or a demon? Looking at the strange and incomprehensible ghost door in the sky, all the evil spirit warriors fell into shock. They all knelt on the ground, worshipping the existence in front of them. Damn it! Evil King was even more furious. His dignity was completely lost. His subordinates all knelt. Such a scene, how could he face it? Resist evil wind, dual blade style, doomsday destruction. Huff, huff, huff. Evil energy shone all over his body. The energy of all the evil energy warriors that died before actually gathered again, all returning to Evil King's body. With the dual blade in hand, evil wind rushed into the sky. At this moment, Evil King's strongest form descended. Ha ha, come die. Evil King Emosiez's skeletal wings opened up, the twin blades sliced through everything, his huge figure rushing towards the 9 heavens ghost gate. Boom! The ghost gate opened, and the infernal hell bloomed. ZZZ. The last Evil King's huge figure instantly disappeared into the ghost gate after the light and shadow intersected. In the blink of an eye, everything became silent. All the energy disappeared without a trace, as if nothing had happened. It was as if time and space had been reincarnated. Up in the sky, only the Gueluo sect stood tall, shocking all living beings. Last Evil King disappeared? Not even a corpse? Ah! The countless dark spirit warriors were all cruel and merciless existences, but at this moment, it was as though they had seen the dark spirit general resisting the Yiksha. The fear that came from the depths of their souls was so real, so irresistible. We will submit, we will submit. Tens of thousands of dark spirit warriors knelt on the ground, kowtowing and praying. There was not a shred of dignity left. Evil spirits wreak havoc in the world, ghosts and demons kill. The Gueluomen slowly disappeared into the eye of the demon. Then, the light of the underworld shone on the earth. ZZZ. Light and shadow intersected again, and all the dark spirit warriors were killed. Their broken bodies gushed out like a fountain of blood, revealing a cold face, Yi Chen. Huff, huff, huff. Even so, all the blood energy turned into a river of blood, converging toward the eye of the demon. As the last Evil King failed, the Imperial Evil King sensed it at the same time. The connection in his mind was broken, and the Imperial Evil King was in great pain. Last Evil King. He suddenly opened his eyes, already aware of the last evil king's defeat. I didn't think that this kid could kill the last evil king. The Imperial Evil King looked in the direction of the Underworld God Temple and immediately sent a message. In the depths of the Underworld God Temple, a vast amount of evil energy coiled around a huge demonic tower. This demonic tower stood upside down, the top of the tower facing the earth vein, while the bottom of the tower was absorbed into the earth vein. Huff, huff, huff. Around the demonic tower, there was a constant whistling of foul wind. Waves of evil energy kept evolving into different forms, as if it was protecting the entire demonic tower. Each of the 18 floors of the demonic tower flickered with light, like a beating heart. It was very strange. Hiss, hiss, hiss. At this time, a wave of evil energy rushed into the demonic tower, then into the bottom of the tower. In the bottom space, in a huge inverted palace, the evil King Vishagate was sitting still. Hiss, hiss, hiss. The evil energy released by the Imperial Evil King entered the center of Vishagate's brows. As waves of evil energy flowed, Vishagate's eyes slowly opened. With a long sigh, suddenly, the wind around him raged, the heaven and earth shook, and the majestic anger rushed into the surrounding space. The entire ground rumbled as if the sky was collapsing. Last Evil King. The last evil king, as the ruler personally chosen by Vishagate, had died in Yi Chen's hands. This made last evil king furious. At this moment, the door of the underworld god temple rumbled. The formation was activated. So fast. The evil king smiled slightly, then released evil energy into the 18th floor of the demonic tower. Hiss, hiss, hiss. The 18th floor demonic tower glowed. Then an evil king flew out, the evil king. In front of the underworld god temple, Yi Chen punched straight at the door of the underworld god temple. He did not want to waste any more time, he wanted to break the door by force. At this moment, the formation inside the door could not resist Yi Chen's ancient divine power. Ninth Heaven Lightning Strike. ZZT, ZZT, ZZT. Yi Chen drew the divine thunder of heavenly tribulation and launched the ultimate punch. Rumble. The enormous ancient divine power combined with the divine thunder of heavenly tribulation instantly broke through the door of the underworld god temple. Inside the door was darkness, there was nothing, no signs of life. Yi Chen walked forward slowly, gradually, he came to the main hall. ZZT, ZZT, ZZT. At this time, a pair of red eyes appeared in the void darkness, seemingly locked onto him. Ha, rascal, why don't you show yourself? Yi Chen swept a cold glance. Instantly, his gaze turned into sharp sword energy, shooting straight at the pair of red eyes. However, the sword energy seemed to sink into the void, not hitting anything. At the same time, it disappeared without a trace. The red eyes also disappeared, as if they had merged into this space. Ha, playing hide and seek with me? Unfortunately, I'm not interested. Yi Chen sneered. The sword energy in his body was activated, attacking the ground in all directions. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Boom, boom, boom. The surroundings were destroyed, the main hall rumbled, and powerful footsteps stepped out. Chapter 2132. You're the one who killed the last evil king? An evil voice came from the space, hitting Yi Chen's eardrums. Ha, I'll just kill that piece of trash. What do you think? Yi Chen replied forcefully. The entire space fell silent at that moment. A murderous wind echoed in the hall. The stench of blood appeared at the same time, which meant that the murderous shadow in the darkness was completely enraged. I, the vindictive king, swear today that I'll crush your body and sever your meridians. You found a way to kill yourself so quickly. I should thank you. Die. Suddenly, countless red eyes appeared in the space. Nobody knew which pair was the real vindictive king. Boundless killing intent burst forth from the red eyes, and the entire hall sank into a strange, illusory scene. Here, every pair of red eyes could see through one's heart and exert endless mental pressure. Yi Chen soon realized that. He closed his eyes slightly and confirmed the opponent's location through his senses. However, not only could the red eyes confuse one's mind, but they could also release murderous intent to disrupt the cultivator's senses and hide the vindictive king. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Suddenly, saber gleams shot out in all directions. Clang, clang, clang. However, the saber gleams were useless when they hit Yi Chen. They were all bounced back. On Yi Chen's body, the night demon armor shone with demonic light. It was like dozens of night demon eyes that reflected the red eyes around. The night demon eyes and the red eyes reflected each other's murderous gleams. Instantly, a battle of light had begun. Ha ha ha, master, let me do it. The night demon armor laughed out loud. After replenishing his vital energy and blood many times, his demon soul had rejuvenated. It was time for him to go berserk. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. As the laughter of the night devil reverberated throughout the land, the light of the night devil once again turned into countless needles, attacking the surroundings indiscriminately. In an instant, the demon needle stab was powerful and countless red-eyed creatures were unable to resist the might of the night devil and shattered one after another. Kacha, kacha, kacha. When the red eyes shattered, the entire formation began to collapse. The vindictive king's ability to hide himself was greatly weakened. Fireball technique. Yi Chen opened his eyes. The flames in his eyes burned and instantly turned into a huge fireball that flew into the sky. The blazing light of the flames instantly illuminated the 9 heavens and 10 earths. The surrounding dark space became as bright as day. In the distance, on top of the Nether God statue, a person sat alone. It was the evil wisdom king. Which evil king are you? Yi Chen asked. I am the evil wisdom king Dai. The great Diablo king's true body appeared, and his murderous aura became even stronger. The evil blade in his hand carried a bloody aura, and its ferocious appearance actually surpassed the last Diablo king. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Yi Chen felt that all he could see were saber gleams. He still could not differentiate between illusion and reality. Facing the sure-kill blade light, the night demon battle armor quickly covered his entire body, and the black and gold glaze spread out in all directions. Chi, chi, chi. It spread out rapidly, instantly locking down the entire hall. It formed a huge glass barrier, trapping all the saber lights within. No matter how strong the saber light was, it could not break through the black gold glass barrier. What is this? The evil wisdom monarch had not expected his saber light to be completely trapped by the black gold glazed cover. Kill! Yi Chen activated the death realm again. The netherworld finger of destruction and the spirit-stealing finger of destruction were unleashed at the same time. Like 2 dragons soaring from the abyss and taking shape from the sea, they carried a powerful penetrating force and locked onto the depths of the opponent's soul. The evil wisdom king was shocked. He finally understood why the last Diablo king would die at Yi Chen's hands. If he underestimated the person before him, he would die a terrible death. Since that was the case, he would show his true strength. The evil wisdom king activated the earth vein's evil energy and directly connected it to the spirit pagoda's space. Instantly, the evil energy soared into the sky, vast and boundless. Yi Chen was puzzled. This person's evil energy had increased more than 10 times in an instant. This was not normal. He had already realized that this space might be connected to other spaces. The most likely reason was that the entire Dark God Temple had been infiltrated by evil energy, and the earth vein had changed. Yi Chen activated the demon's eye and sensed it with the underworld deity power. Immediately, he saw masses of evil energy pulsating in the earth vein. Ha ha ha, Yi Chen, how is it? Is my foundation strong? Soon you'll become so weak that you won't believe it yourself. You're boasting. Your death is right in front of you. I was personally sent by the evil king to kill you. Do you think I'll fail? This time, I'll let the evil king know that I'm his most capable assistant. The evil Wisdom King's enraged form appeared. Behind him, a grand and brutal Wisdom King Dharma form appeared. Dong, dong, dong. The space trembled rapidly. Huge rocks kept falling from the surrounding walls as if there was an earthquake. Wisdom King's wrath, Hell's severing blade wheel. The evil Wisdom King grabbed his evil blade and twisted it into the shape of a wheel. Then, under the stimulation of the evil energy, the blade wheel kept evolving and multiplying. Finally, the 18 blade wheels occupied the entire space. Go! The Wisdom King Dharma form pushed the 18 blade wheels forward at the same time, wanting to crush everything. In an instant, evil energy filled the sky. The blade wheels claimed lives. Danger descended. Azura heaven-shaking slash. Facing such an unfavorable situation, the evil Wisdom King's momentum was at its peak. Yi Chen struck out with his palm, and the killing energy swept through the blade wheels. However, the palm print was instantly crushed by the 18 blade wheels and approached Yi Chen again. Ha ha ha, Yi Chen, you won't be able to escape no matter what. Before the evil Wisdom King, you can only bow your head. The evil Wisdom King was very excited. He kept triggering the evil energy of the Demon Tower. He was almost at his limit. Ha ha, evil hell descends. In order to put more pressure on Yi Chen, the evil Wisdom King generated evil energy again. The entire hall turned into the evil hell form. With the right time and the right place, the evil Wisdom King had the entire situation under control. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The power of the blade wheels was unstoppable. They cut through the space endlessly. Even after the space was cut, the blade gleam of the blade wheels would be left behind. Such power far surpassed the evil Doom King from before. Ninth Heaven used steps. Dodging the gleam, a lotus appeared under Yi Chen's feet. He instantly changed his steps and his figure was like an illusion. Although the blade wheels were sharp, they could not lock onto Yi Chen's figure after many attempts. Damn it! Evil hell descends. Wisdom King 10,000 ghosts cry. The evil Wisdom King unleashed his ultimate ability again. Countless malicious spirits appeared in the space, bursting with endless evil energy. As long as they came into contact with it, they would be revealed instantly. Yi Chen felt that his entire body was covered by waves of evil energy. Under the evil hell law, there was really nowhere to hide. Ha ha ha, death is right in front of you. Yi Chen, do you have any last words? Evil Wisdom King, you've angered the Emperor. 9 transformations of the true spirit, sky-devouring roar. However, with a roar that soared to the 9 heavens, Yi Chen's figure disappeared, and in his place appeared an extremely brutal primordial beast, sky-devouring roar.